Foo Fighters.
The Foos.
Sherrod Small in studio. I go, Sherrod, why don't you pick a song today? And he goes with P.E., Fight the Power.
Right.
And then I jokingly said that was a bit hack, and then you went real white on us and went with Foo Fighters.
I don't consider Foo Fighters white.
A bit white.
They're ours.
Yeah, they are. They're ours. Whiter than Public Enemy, my God.
Well, I did see Flavor Flav passing out peanuts on the plane. That's why I went with P.E. first.
What was that about?
I don't know. He was going from Phoenix to back home to Las Vegas, and he
decided he wanted to hand out peanuts to everybody.
They loved him on the plane. He turned the back of the plane into a party, and he was passing out peanuts there. All the old white people. It was great.
That's a big story today. It's a headline in Newsday.
The Flavor Flav?
What, did he steal the peanuts?
Whoa!
From the cart, I mean.
Did he just take them and just start handing them out? Or
yeah,
he got them from George Washington Carver, and he passed them out.
Okay,
black man peanuts.
With the flight crew's permission, Long Island-born rapper Flavor Flav clowned around delivering peanuts and pretzels on a plane ride Saturday. All right, good for Flavor Flav. Now we know what he's been doing.
I'll bet he was flying the plane too. What an event that must have been. Flavor Flav's the pilot, everybody. Oh look, here we go. What's today's date before we let him fly the plane? What's the date? Okay.
So that's how we start with the Foo Fighters.
I'm shocked to hear you don't love the Foo Fighters. I thought you did.
I like the Foo Fighters. I just don't. I'm not blown away by them. I've decided. I don't know.
They're too overproduced.
They're overproduced in the studio. God, this is a bad thing to say. People are going to be yelling and screaming, but they're not one of my favorite bands. I respect Dave Grohl and what he's done over the years. That's for sure.
I thought you were a huge Foo Fighters fan.
I was a fan of Sonic Highways. No, I'm not a huge fan. I've never downloaded anything from the Foo Fighters. But I did make sure I went and saw them at Irving Plaza, and I loved it.
They got hits.
They got some hits.
They got hits.
They got a lot of hits. They're very polished. I don't know if that's good or bad. I like a little grit in my music.
But if they had too much grit, they'll be dead with your boy. Or everybody be overdosed and dead and shot their heads off, because somebody got to be like this. You know what? Let me wake up early tomorrow.
And get to that studio.
Mix things properly.
Yeah, and to make sure it sounds really, really good.
Let's get a proper mix in there. Oh, look, he's throwing peanuts to me. He's got the big clock on. He's lamping. He's stone cold lamping. I don't know what lamping is.
Why is that a story?
That's a story.
Why is that a story?
A guy that probably would have been destined to do bad stuff and wind up in jail, who made an amazing career for himself and had a girl shit on the floor in a reality show, is now a trusted member of the flight crew. That's a big story.
What was her name again?
Oh, that was so good.
What was her name again? We did this break very recently, but I just love her name, the one that put the duty on the floor during the reality show.
I don't remember.
Because he gave them all names.
Oh, yeah.
What was her name? Say it on the air.
Wasn't it Toasty?
Toasty.
It's Toasty. I think it was Toasty.
Was it Toasty?
Yeah, we asked him, how are we going to land on time? And he said, yeah, boy. Oh, it was a wonderful flight. Oh, what time is it? He held up his giant clock and we looked at it.
He doesn't wear the clock anymore, does he?
Of course he does.
I hope so.
Of course he does.
No, he switched that out years ago, I think.
If he didn't have the clock on, you'd think it's an old black grandmother.
Hey, why is Cicely Tyson handing out peanuts? What?
Oh, no, it was something. It was something. That was her name, who left the duty.
Oh, that's right, something.
Something.
That's right. That's right.
I think, whatever. Okay.
She left a little something on the floor too.
I think we gotta talk about Piggy Face.
Oh, who let the dudes out the prison?
He's doing what he...
The lonely nurse or whatever.
We should have started with Piggy, whatever that song is.
She got a little pork in her, so what?
Joyce Mitchell. Joyce Mitchell panicked on the escapees.
Yes.
I love this story.
And what she ran a certain part of the prison, or?
I think she was some kind of independent worker.
Tailor shop, Kenny said.
Tailor shop,
but I don't think.
And plus, in the small town, she's also like the tax person in the town. Like
sure, yeah, that happens with these small towns.
Wow.
I don't think she was
10 different jobs.
I don't think she was a regular employee of the prison, but she was hired to do some,
She only went there to
stuff.
smooch. She went there for smooching.
Well, she was smitten by the dude with the big dick.
Now, what's the story? How do they know
I don't know why we know, but one of the guys that escaped is well endowed, and they made sure everyone knew that.
When they were describing him, they said that they thought that this woman was involved, and they said, well, he's very smooth with the ladies. When he's all cleaned up, he's a good-looking guy. He's always got a girlfriend. And the guy goes, well, and to be honest, he's very well endowed.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. Guy with big dick is fucking pig girl on the fucking folded sheets.
He's porking her.
He's been fucking her for a long time, and she's like, oh, I wish I could fuck you all the time. He's like, well, if you give, I may have found a way out of here. And she's like, okay, maybe I can help you get out of here as long as I could have that big giant fat cock all the time because I hate when the bell rings before I come. And he says, you got to help me and my friend get out. And she goes, oh, I'd love to. And her friend goes, you're fucking that fat pig? He's like, she's got a car. Of course I'm fucking her. She's got a car. So he fucks this girl for probably 2 years or whatever. Every day eats her pussy, tell her she's pretty. I'll leave your husband. We'll meet in Canada. Licks her fucking fat piggy feet. And then the day gets out and the car isn't there. Fatso got nervous. Fucking Fatso got nervous.
I love that Fatso got nervous.
I'm fucking this fat pig for 2 years and she doesn't show up with the car. The one thing she had to do. All she had to do was show up with the car. Can you imagine you fuck that fat pig for 2 years on the folded sheets and she leaves you hanging when you get out? Holy shit, he must have been annoyed.
They basically dig their way out for months. They're saying this thing took months of them fucking figuring it out. They pop up out of the manhole cover and Piggy was supposed to be there with the car.
And she's gone.
And she's not there.
She's somewhere crying.
And these two guys pop up and they're not standing in the street going, where the fuck is she?
And he's probably remembering that one moment of nervousness she had. Like, I bet you at one point she went, oh, I don't know. This could go bad. No, it's all right. And then he put his big dick in her. She's like, oh, you're right. It's fine. And he's remembering that one moment and he's going, this fat fucking pig. I ate her pussy for 2 years.
Because these guys had it figured out that she was probably supposed to pick him up and get him to Canada immediately or something, and then it would have been a lot tougher to get him because they're closing in. They're going to get him.
Yep.
They're going to get him within, I would say, the next few days.
So you think
tops.
she's going to get prosecuted too?
Fuck yeah.
You bet she is.
And instead of being there with the car, she's in the hospital with a major anxiety attack.
Fatso had a panic attack. Oh, my heart was going. I couldn't do it. My heart was going. I was so scared. I saw someone looking at me, and I said, I better just go and check myself in, because I have fibromyalgia and Epstein-Barr. Oh, how I hate her more than I hate the guys who killed his boss.
This guy tortured his boss.
I know. I hate them both. I hate her more than either of them.
Fucking Piggy's not there with the car.
Oh, my God. The one time you want to see her, I'll bet you that she pulled up and drove away, and they're like, where is she? When you see the fucking taillights, oh, my God. Fatso got nervous again.
That would be even funnier if they saw her driving away in complete panic as they're standing there. You had one fucking job, Piggy.
Oh, she went and checked herself into the hospital. Fucking nervous sow. Big nervous sow. Checked herself into the hospital.
She probably had nervous breath.
All dry, sour.
Just dry.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. She had to lie. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I feel like my heart's beating quickly. Oh, yuck.
And those two guys are just standing there like, what the fuck?
Shit. God, I hate her more than them. She's worse than them.
It.
She's a small town girl, Jimmy. She's a small town
She was getting, do you imagine your wife?
Town girl.
Your fucking wife. You imagine your wife works in the prison. You're like, just be careful. And then she's involved in this shit.
The husband works there too.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Adrian, you had a great part of the story that you didn't put up there for me. The one where the one cop suggested that she absolutely was into this guy because he was well endowed. Did you find that? Oh yeah, all right. No, there was a different part of the story talking about Joyce, Piggy, who was supposed to be there with the car.
Joyce.
Oh. She fucked them up.
Someone go, old black lady.
They went through the whole thing step by step again on TV. It's amazing what these guys figured out.
Because
absolutely amazing. And then they're talking to her like, all right, your only fucking job is to be at that manhole cover. It's going to make me laugh all day.
Oh, she had one job.
That's your one lousy job, is to get a full tank of gas and be there.
And they peeking out like, there she is. No, that ain't her. That ain't her. Oh, there she is. Oh, that's Joyce. No, that ain't Joyce.
Can you imagine what they were thinking when they realized, oh, she fucking panicked on us?
That's the only weak link, because they got to be, they in prison all day, every day. She get to go out. She don't know What's on the line here?
Yeah, big dick guy. I guarantee you, the one that was fucking her got so angry. Like that first thing he probably thought was, she's that fat pig. She's not here. She's not fucking here.
What time did they pop up out of the manhole cover? Do they have a timeline on that?
It was like 2, 3 in the morning or something like that.
So, oh my God, with her, she has the car. That's a good couple hours easy before anyone's going to figure shit out.
First thing they should have done is gone to her house and fucking killed her. That's the first thing they should have done. Can you imagine that? They should have just went to her house and thrown a rock through her fat window into her kitchen. You know where to find her?
One guy just going, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's really dark. Yeah, but I know. Look, the kitchen light's on. She's up having nervous food. She has comfort food at 3 in the morning. She's eating a piece of carrot cake. That fucking hog. That 4-legged sow. She's in the kitchen eating fucking carrot cake.
The well-endowed guy's going, you're a 2. You know what I've gotten with this dick? Really? Really?
Yes.
All you need was to get your fucking car over there.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. And CNN yesterday was dramatically showing how easy it is to step over into Canada, too.
Oh, really?
In those areas, they don't have it all guarded. And it's almost like an honor system in a weird way because they're like, all right, you're Americans, but all right, now you're in Canada for a couple, no one's going to give a fuck. And she dramatically stepped over this line in a field going, I'm in America. Now I'm in Canada, and she dramatically steps over the line in the field.
She didn't know. She was killed. The U.S. is playing hardball now.
Now I'm in both.
Well, that's what she did too, because that wasn't good enough. She goes, now I got 1 foot in the United States and 1 foot in Canada.
Is there a marker there, or is it just
Nothing.
she lined up with something?
Nothing, I guess. It looked like it was just some kind of field.
Oh, Joyce has a perm too. God, how fucking hateable.
Joyce.
Well, my friend Di started drinking again, and I decided she looks like fucking Marion. She's Marion.
She's got a John Candy perm.
She's fucking terrible.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been fucking Del Griffith for 2 years. Oh, go on. Make me drive the car. I'm an easy target.
That's the family?
Oh, she's married to Club Soda Kenny. Holy shit. Kenny, look at you. Oh, Kenny! My God, it's you.
It's a young Club
She's
Soda
married
Kenny.
to Kenny. Joyce, don't do anything we're going to regret.
Little bit, Kenny, little bit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that looks like Kenny.
That is a serious stash on that dude.
Do we have any more clips on Joyce? I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to talk about Joyce.
Her husband has to be... Piggy. I mean, I feel bad for the husband and the son.
You know, the husband was probably encouraging her to fuck him. Well, yeah, no, go ahead. Fuck up with that guy. He didn't have to do it.
Well, the son was on TV yesterday with his shades on because I think he was a little embarrassed.
A little?
I think he was in the Air Force or... And he's sitting there like, yeah, Mom I could confirm she had a panic attack and she went to the hospital to get checked on.
He's embarrassed that his fucking fat mother tried to help 2 murderers escape because one of them put the dick to her properly.
And 2 brutal fucking prisoners. Yeah. Brutal. We're not talking about maybe a guy that fucking sold some pot or something. The one tortured his boss, and the other is a cop killer.
The torture and the boss thing, I'm down for.
Who doesn't get that?
Everybody can relate to that.
You certainly can relate. Yes.
I mean, I want to see how the boss was. The boss, the asshole.
Yeah.
The boss was an older guy. I think he was like 73 years old. Right.
See, I'm torn on that.
What'd the boss do?
I don't know. Let's read about Joyce though. Keep that article up. Let's see if we got all this. I need the headline there, Adrian. Did New York prison worker help 2 murderers escape?
Yes.
There's new evidence that a prison escapee in northern New York may have been an inside job. And sources tell CBS News that police are questioning a prison employee named Joyce Mitchell.
Oh, Joyce.
Oh, Joyce.
God bless you, Joyce.
I don't think she's going to go to jail, though.
Oh, yes, she will.
I think they feel sorry for it. Did they even...
they were talking about how, she threw her life away by even... thinking of doing this.
She is absolutely going to jail. It has to be a message sent.
Did she confess?
I don't think so. No.
She didn't confess?
They're going to say they took advantage of her because she's a small-town woman, married, good woman, poor girl.
Unless they threatened her, but even if they threatened her, it's like you got the upper hand. They're in the jail.
Yeah, she's a supervisor in the prison tailor shop where the 2 men worked. May have helped the 2 murderers escape.
And didn't they make in the tailor shop? They made Long Island Railroad uniforms.
Oh, really? Yeah, but they have just regular clothes on, which makes this obviously way more difficult. than two guys in like orange jumpsuits or something.
I wonder where she was going to drop them. There probably was a place she was going to take them. I doubt into Canada. Like, I don't know if you're going to drive and take that chance, but she's probably going to take them 10 miles down the road.
Yeah.
And then drop them in a fucking field somewhere.
Whatever the plan was, they changed it totally once they saw she didn't show up.
Oh, then they're in complete panic mode. Like, what the fuck?
That's why the cops are probably following what she's telling them what the plan was, and they did a totally opposite thing.
Probably.
Because they can't trust this bitch no more. The dick faded. The powers of the dick faded.
You got the police just pouring into this area now. I mean, just from everywhere.
Although, if she had dropped them off and the cops knew it was her, let's just say she did. She took them 10 miles down the road. That was the plan. You guys were going to Canada. It's so easy to find out where people, like, they can trace where your cell phone has been by GPS signal pings. Mm-hmm. They can trace where your fucking car has been if you have any kind of new car.
Yeah.
So they would have probably been able to pinpoint where these guys got out of the car at least.
Yeah.
Or where she took them to a lot easier.
It would have been an easier chance to catch them.
Was Joyce going to go with them? And when does the well-endowed guy go, all right, Joyce, we're done with you?
The second someone goes, hey, where are you from, eh? Get out, fatso.
And then it's a boot to her chest. As they're going 55 miles an hour.
Get out.
Get out. Mitchell's father, Lyle, also works at the prison as an industrial training
bullshit. No, I don't.
Let's see. She's always been a good person. I mean, you could talk to anybody in Dickinson that really knows her.
Dickens.
It always works out.
It should be Dick and Daughter. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
This is Pecker and Fatso.
I got it. I got it. Dickinson.
Lyle, it's my name.
That really knows her, and they'll tell you they're the nicest people, whatever.
Well, of course they are.
She's not the kind of person that's going to risk her life or other people's lives to let these guys escape from prison, said Toby Mitchell, the son of Joyce Mitchell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not looking good. Joyce, I don't want to see Joyce. You want to see Joyce in prison
for the rest of her fucking hopefully short life? She was, if this is what was gonna, if she was gonna help two murderers get out of jail,
right?
She should be shot by the cops. However, if she was feeling threatened or whatever, that's different. But I bet you that there was some.
She was feeling threatened.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
Manipulated her.
They're saying she was smitten. The word they're using is smitten.
I bet you're right.
Smitten is stronger than threats.
I don't think any sex went down. The well-endowed guy probably got a little something going in his.
He's splashed up in
his pants, and just was like, "Look what's waiting for you. Look what's waiting for you on the other side." No, I don't think he gave it up. I don't think he gave up the goodness.
He played hard to get until he got out, though.
I think that's how he was working. Like, you see this? This is waiting for you on the other side.
No way. Cock McGillicuddy was putting it to her like she hasn't had to put to her in years, and she was going, her husband's like, wow, work was good today. She's like, oh, yeah, I just stayed extra. Punched out, but stayed anyway. Guarantee you that's what was happening. That fucking giant dick.
Yeah, he's locked up. He's like, how hard to get can he play if he's locked up and never getting pussy again?
Yeah, it's not like that's the only big dick behind bars. Believe me, there's the whole fucking black gang section. This was the only white guy with a giant dick, and she's like, I'll take it. He works in the laundry room. The guy can fold a sheet like nobody's business. Makes little napkin animals.
You think she was just watching the clock, waiting for her time to get in that car and go to the manhole cover?
Yes.
You think?
Chewing her nails.
And then she's just sweating away and panicking.
Sweating like a hog.
Her heart's racing.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
You think she actually got in the car, pulled out of the driveway? When did she panic, you think, officially?
The whole day.
No, but you think she actually started the car?
I don't think so.
She backed it up and started driving where she was supposed to, and then in a panic did the U-turn?
I think she ran straight to the hospital, panicked with the keys in her hand all day.
Really?
Because she couldn't. What could she do at work? She was probably panicking days before that. What could she do? She couldn't tell these guys no, because then they could just rat her out. She was going to help us escape.
Yeah.
So they probably had that on her. So it's like, what do you do?
That's true.
Oh,
dirty.
My God,
it's
Joyce.
Dirty business, Joyce.
Good old Joyce. From upstate New York, there are so many ways to get into Canada without anyone knowing. Yeah, I know. They showed me on CNN. The lady dramatically walked into Canada.
One of my boys came into America. He's Irish.
Yeah.
Flew into Canada, couldn't get in America, and walked across a frozen lake.
Whoa. Should we get Collin on TV real fast?
Collin's on Fox Live.
I don't know if that was the right thing.
Ever. I mean, college campus has been like that since the early 90s.
What about what he just said on the couch there with Seth Myers about everyone being so sensitive now, where he was telling a joke and he used the gay king, French king reference with a flamboyant hand motion, and people kind of oohed instead of laughed.
Well, I mean, well, first of all, yeah, they do sometimes. Like, you'll hear that in a club. If you say something, it's more buzzwords. It's not even the joke. But if you say a certain phrase, people are like, oh,
like what?
Like, you just hear, whoa, trying to get me jammed up. There's a million different ones depending on where you are.
They're showing a Seinfeld waving clip, too.
That's exactly right.
So let me ask you this. When he says that he feels as though the lines are closing in on him, do you feel that way? That you're being more and more restricted in your art, your profession, and what you do, and your freedom?
No, I mean, you can't, he's saying you can't let it get to him. The whole point of being a comedian is you're not supposed to, we don't listen to the crowd. Even though we need the crowd, the whole point is what's more insulting than somebody who panders to the crowd. Like, that's the worst thing you'd be in comedy. It's like somebody comes out and goes, hey, I want to make everybody happy.
Right.
So, that's not our job. People think it is. They're mistaken. Our job is to make everybody unhappy.
Well, to make us happy. we like to make people happy. So, yeah, because we have a different job description.
This became about Jerry. Somehow he stole my thunder in this.
No, you were
related, but still, it's.
But he produced your Broadway play, so you do feel like
the timing is wrong for Jerry to be stealing the thunder. Was that
right? But he produced your Broadway play, so he might.
Your book is called The Coloring Book.
Yes.
And you take on race in a way that many people are maybe just a little intimidated to do so. What do you think is a big mistake in how we talk about race, and how far do you go in your talk?
Well, because I feel like the only way people talk about race now is either angry or pandering. So it's like everybody's just kind of on the same dialogue for every story that comes out in the news. There's just outrage, and then it's so like nobody does discuss race. We discuss discussing race.
But you just talk about growing up in Park Slope, and you lived in an area.
Interrupted, Steve. What?
Did you not grow up in Park Slope? Answer the question.
Yes, I did.
Okay, you talk about growing up with Italians, with Jews, with Koreans, with Chinese, and you made generalities about them, but they were correct in their assumptions about their culture.
How can you do that?
How can I do that? You're not supposed to do that, but I mean, it's very specific. Like, I don't make jokes like that you've heard before. It's more like stuff just based on my personal observations.
Right, you said if anyone can make a joke on this, it's me, because you've experienced it all and you grew up like that.
Exactly. At least I'm going with that story. I don't know if but I go, oh, wait a minute. No, you can't. So I said it, so.
So what has changed? I mean, it used to be where people could take a joke, but now it seems like there are some people who have write about it in your book. And people have no sense of humor.
Yeah, a lot of people have a sense of humor, but, it depends where you're coming from. A lot of people feel like, where's that coming from? It depends, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people try to be slick and they try to throw stuff in. But if you have to say something, you have to say it directly. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, hey, I'm just making a joke. Like, my stuff is jokes, but I believe, like I said, that's what I'm saying, I believe. So you can't just be like, hey, it's all jokes, and it's not a free pass.
Exactly.
But people have to cover a little bit of,
Right. You grew up in an area which was very tolerant, and your parents were very much hands off. There's no such thing as an anti-bullying campaign. It was
last night. We did the book chat, the interview in front of the audience at Barnes and Noble. It was really fun, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Collin will be here tomorrow promoting the coloring book.
Yes.
I'm whipping through this thing.
It's great, right? It's really fucking funny.
I got 50 pages left. It's a easy read. It's a great read.
Yeah, I will say I found certain. I belly laughed. It's hard to belly laugh when you're reading a book.
Absolutely, it is.
I fucking belly laughed reading this, although there were some things I morally objected to a great deal.
Okay.
About, in the Iraq chapter, there were some things
Some problems?
Well, there was some very severe, there may be some legal ramifications for Collin's classification of certain people who we went to Iraq with. I'm not going to...
You made the book, Jimmy.
I'm not going to say I made the book. I'm just
Jim Norton made the book.
I
think Jim Norton made the book.
Are you not up to that page yet?
No, I'm not there yet.
I'm just going to say there are certain people. Can I see that? I'll just give you one.
Let's see.
Oh,
that was a good catch.
Good catch.
I did
Jim
not
Norton.
expect Jim Norton to catch that book like that.
I will say there was one thing that I objected to a great deal.
Okay.
Which was oh, God damn it! I don't know where it is.
Well,
yeah.
No, you got it.
Yeah, when we were in, he just talks about who he went to Iraq with. And there was one line here which I found to be very, very untrue. If I can find it.
You're the only person who can flip pages on the radio and get away with it.
No, I know. I don't know where it is, though. It was a very, very hurtful paragraph.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it certainly was.
It was attacking you? Did he attack?
Well, I wouldn't say he attacked. I would say that there should be a legal issue because things were misclassified about what I like in my green room.
Oh.
I would love to see you sue Collin Quinn and take his book money.
Take all his book money.
Yes.
Yes, well, that may have to happen.
Uh-oh.
All right, you guys talk. I'll look for it.
All right. Well, we're still talking about Joyce. We're going to go into the Seinfeld clip in a second because that's a biggie, and that's what they were referencing on Fox and Friends with the Collin Quinn interview.
This is what drives me nuts about the press because Seinfeld is the biggest comic, one of the biggest of all time. He's certainly the biggest of our lives as far as from where we were. But he's not the only guy to talk about political correctness. Like, comedians have been screaming about this for years. And then Seinfeld makes one offhanded remark, and that's not a knock on Seinfeld, but that's what they pick up on. Like, the press really is like, that's where you pay attention. Is when Seinfeld says it, you're like, oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, every other guy's been saying it for...
I said it a million times.
Who knows? I bet at this point, probably 10 years, you guys have been shouting about this.
Easily.
Almost 10 years.
Easily.
Yeah?
Yeah. Even on Twitter, somebody was like, how do you feel? I know you got to be mad that the same thing you said verbatim, Seinfeld got all this attention for. I was like,
unfortunately, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Unfortunately.
This was very unfair. I found
you found it?
Yes, I did.
Good.
There's going to be legal actions taken.
Okay.
These lies and this libel or slander, whatever it is. Talking about the Iraq trip, he mentioned Lori Kilmar, and they said, but let's get to the other fellow traveler on the Iraq journey, one James. Mommy, why does that man have a cascading neck, Norton? It was my tour, and like a magnanimous Sunni chieftain, I was kind enough to bring Jim along. He came cheap. His dressing room rider included wood chips instead of a rug, a giant wheel for exercise, and pellet food. I resent that fact.
I almost did a spit.
Collin was implying that I had rodent
demands.
Yes, rodent demands on the road. A giant wheel for exercise. Can you please pass the evidence back over to Gregorio?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And there was more in there that I objected to.
Good.
Yeah.
But, yes, that's please mark that off because that's going to be mentioned in court.
All right.
I laughed out loud at the fucking meanness of that cascading neck.
Collin Quinn will finally be here tomorrow after he does every other. I think we're the last interview. He's decided to do the last interview with us for this book.
They should have done radio first. You always do radio, unless you can't get to, I know he did O'Reilly yesterday. He did some big ones.
Yeah.
But you can sometimes you take them in the order you can get them. But you should always do radio. Radio is the best promoter of books.
Well, we do have him on The View.
What?
I'll bet he was good too.
We might have to watch that clip in a little bit. Well, let's do the Seinfeld clip first because that's important as well.
What did Jerry say?
So Jerry's on the Seth Myers late night show there.
Yeah.
And I think Seth Myers, the setup here is, I think he's one of the people saying that he's not going to make Caitlyn Jenner jokes, right? Is that part of the story here?
Yeah, that's sort of the end of the video. But first, Seth talks to him about, ask him about political correctness and the comments he made. They got picked up by the press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's not making
Seth Myers, I think. Most of the late night talk show hosts are not making Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner jokes.
It's really mind-boggling. If they said, like, I'm not going to do gay bashing jokes, or I'm not going to say, but to have a no transition joke policy like Spike does,
the worst.
It's fucking embarrassing.
It's disgusting.
Stupid.
God almighty.
As far as comedy goes, I mean, you got to allow that. Where do you think it's coming from?
Just the fact, I don't think it's the same place all of it comes from. All of
the executives, right?
It's the executives, but they listen to a few people on Twitter and a few of the loud vocal objectors, and these executives don't know how to handle it. They're like, oh, we just want quiet.
Just stay away from it.
Stay away from it. Yeah, that's all.
I don't know much about Seth Myers, but I would assume if he was on SNL, he would have no problem doing a Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner joke, right?
Yeah. Seth is really funny.
So
maybe he doesn't identify as a comedian.
Such a wonderful.
But I bet it's coming from above him. I bet you that they said no transition jokes.
Oh God, this is what he said. I'm sorry to interrupt. Such a wonderful photo talking about the Caitlyn Jenner Vanity Fair thing. I cannot wait to read the article. That
was the most transgender thing I heard in my life.
Who the fuck actually read the article?
Everyone's afraid of saying the wrong thing. It's amazing.
That's a lie. You could wait to read the article, Seth Myers. He's lying.
But that's what comedy has become. Like, and that's all of them. It's like, oh my God, Bruce Jenner is now a lady. Oh God, can't wait to see what he's wearing.
Like,
what?
Right. What comedian can't wait to read the article and not make jokes about it?
I can't wait to get I can't wait to mine the article for material.
Yes.
I can't wait to fish through this. The first thing I talked about when I got on stage. Am I the only one that wants to fuck Bruce Jenner? What the fuck are we doing as comics if we can't mention it?
Unbelievable.
I could see if you say, you don't want to be vicious about it.
Of course.
You don't want to go up there and do hard. Okay, you don't want to be a hack. Great. That should be the goal.
Yeah.
I don't want to do predictable, or I don't want to be a fucking hack.
You want to be clever.
You want to be clever.
Right.
Or
you always
original.
want to try to be clever with this type of stuff.
Why the fuck is Caitlyn Jenner sacred territory? Why the fuck is Caitlyn Jenner?
I don't know.
I made out with a fucking trans porn star in my fucking special. Nobody gave a shit.
No one cared.
All of a sudden, Bruce throws on a dress. Oh my God, this is marvelous. Shut up, fucking assholes.
It's disgusting. How did we get to this point?
It's fake.
Seth Myers, it's an embarrassing quote. Such a wonderful photo. I cannot wait to read the article, Seth Myers said.
Disgusting.
I don't have any jokes about this. I'm so happy. I sort of can't believe we're living in a time when this is happening and people are being so positive about it. So congratulations, Caitlyn Jenner. That was what he said instead of having a joke about it. Like Jay Leno would have had a joke about it.
Yeah. If
Jay Leno was still on TV, he would have ignored all that shit and he would have had jokes.
The fact that you can't make jokes, it's just pathetic. And people that say comedy has gotten so, it's like, that's why. People, how do you not make fun of it or poke fun at something around it?
Right. Yeah, because somewhere along the way, they figured out if you do make a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, then you don't support that.
That's not true.
Of course, we all know that's not true. You can make a great joke, let's call it, and still show your support for this.
And Caitlyn Jenner be like this. That was funny. I'm doing in that voice, doing that tone.
Yeah, I think I thought it was a really good joke that he made. I mean, I didn't really necessarily like being the butt of it, but this doesn't necessarily sound like Bruce Jenner. It kind of sounds like Donald Sterling. But I'm not known for voices. This is the best I can do.
Nailed it.
Seth Myers, there's another article that popped up last week. Seth Myers pays tribute.
He's a woman.
Late night talk show host should not be doing that.
Seth Myers is turning into his wife.
And the thing is, like, I don't care if, like, I get the fact that you're being supportive. Like, it's nice.
I get that too, but
you
don't
can
be
supportive.
But tell the jokes.
And so you can still make fun of things and be supportive. Making fun of something or joking about the biggest story in the country doesn't mean you're not supporting the person.
God. Right? Let everyone else figure that out.
Yeah.
If they can't figure that out, then it's on them.
Yeah. Say I support the community.
Here's the actual.
I enjoy that community a great deal. Now let's make fun of them.
Yes.
And then go back to enjoying them.
Yeah.
Here's the clip. I mean, we just read it, but what the hell? Here's Seth Myers saying exactly what I just read. Go ahead.
I don't know if anybody saw the cover of Vanity Fair today. Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. It's like, relax.
Such a wonderful photo. Cannot wait to read the article. I don't have any jokes about this. Mostly just I am so happy. I can't believe we are sort of living in a time where this is happening and people are being so positive about it. So congratulations as well.
That's disgusting.
I mean, listen.
That's disgusting as far as
here's the last thing.
Late night TV goes.
It makes me angry because the last thing that any like transgender or gay or homosexual or any group, the last thing they want is to be held like away from everybody else. Like they not just like everybody else. So if you can't make fun of them, now you putting the spotlight on them.
Yeah,
and that's not what they want.
The special interest
they want to be treated the same.
But a lot of them do like people not making fun of them. Like a lot of them are the ones who, and their argument would be, what they say is, well, we've been victimized. You haven't been the victim of this, so you don't understand because you haven't been treated like a second-class citizen. So you don't. But you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So you don't know what it's like. So therefore, no, I don't want to be made fun of because it's not the same. Whoa, I almost got fucking killed. This road rage punching. I'm sorry, guy. We're watching a Fox beatdown. Some guy in a tie is beating another guy's ass. That's why you got to watch it. But he literally almost punched that guy into oncoming traffic.
I didn't see that video yet.
No, it just popped up.
No, that's great.
Holy shit!
That was great.
That literally got a little bit for murder charges. If that guy had fallen a foot behind him and gotten hit by that bus, he would have been for murder. But come on. There's ways to make fun of things that aren't horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying the late night shows aren't doing as well as everyone thinks.
What do you mean in ratings?
Yeah.
I believe it.
What's happening is clips are going viral, but the actual ratings for the shows are not doing as well as they used to.
Yeah, they all got like viral teams now to try to get like clips from the show to go viral.
Sure.
They do, right?
Yeah. Yes. Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, fighting it out in that arena for the most part. Seth Myers, I don't know how you're going to be successful if that's the angle you're going to take on this stuff.
And he's such a great fucking joke writer and like that. His correspondence dinner is by far the funniest. Like, it was fucking masterful. The jokes were fucking brutal and funny. I mean, I can't even say brutal. I shouldn't say brutal. I should say they were
pretty edgy.
Yeah, but they were
biting.
They were biting. Yeah, brutal is probably the wrong word.
But. So who the fuck is he listening to? That can't be coming from him.
It might be.
I don't think it
sounds like they're trying to pander to social media.
I think sometimes you want to say something nice, and you realize that you're going a little. Sometimes you want to have a nice moment, and you want to just be supportive, and you forget, like, you can be supportive and goof on something. Mm-hmm. You can make fun of something or joke about it without ridiculing the person.
Maybe he was saying in that one moment he didn't have a joke for it.
Maybe.
No, later, he was making a statement there. It's pretty obvious.
Like he's laying it down that he's not
making
doing
a statement.
I didn't take that like he wouldn't make fun of it. I took it in that moment. But
you think?
Yeah, because the way he goes, it wasn't like he said, I have no jokes. So, I mean, I don't have a joke for it, but I'm just saying, like, this nice.
But why wouldn't you have a joke for it? In the old days, the writers in a room fucking giving you 100 possible jokes that you could tell.
Yeah.
In that spot.
I didn't like that.
To say I don't have a joke means everyone was told, look, we're leaving this fucking thing alone.
I didn't like that the Spike has a no transition.
Oh,
why the fuck should transitioning, why is that not something that you can make fun of?
You opened my eyes to this, Jimmy.
Your butt cheeks, I hope.
Well, no.
And your mouth.
Well,
eyes,
no.
mouth, butt cheeks. Open up your hands and put them into fists. Let's go.
Where are we? Why am I here? About these guys networks being the worst.
Terrible.
Being the worst. Sports talk radio has become the worst.
Oh, emasculated.
And they're supposed to be talking to guys. Spike TV, they're supposed to be talking to guys.
Emasculated.
And they're the ones taking it really too far. Go to that clip. So we got Seth Myers and Jerry Seinfeld. This is a big clip today because good for Jerry Seinfeld. He's saying something that our comedic friends have been saying for many, many years on this show and in other places. But if it gets heat because Seinfeld says it, so be it.
So be it.
Let's see what he said. Did he make fun of Caitlyn Jenner?
I don't know. Let's. I haven't.
Comedy. It's interesting. Comedy is, I do think, is supposed to push towards the lines in the medium. There are more people now who will let you know if they think you went over the line than ever before.
Don't I know it?
I mean, you have to feel the same way about it.
All right, ignore that shit.
But they keep moving the lines in for no reason.
Right.
I do this joke about the way people need to justify their cell phone. I need to have it with me because people are so important.
Right.
I said, well, they don't seem very important the way you scroll through them like a gay French king. It's just... Well...
That's very offensive to the gay French king.
Well, I did this line recently in front of an audience, and comedy's where you can kind of feel like an opinion. And they thought, what do you mean gay? What are you talking about gay? What are you saying gay? What are you doing? What do you mean? And I thought, are you kidding me? I mean, we can't even... I could imagine a time, and this is a serious thing, I can imagine a time when people say, well, that's offensive to suggest that a gay person moves their hands in a flourishing motion, and you now need to apologize. I mean, there's a creepy PC thing out there that really
Can you
bothers
pause for 1 second? Do you know how fucking bad it's gotten? Do you politically correct fucking dummies know how bad you've gotten when Jerry Seinfeld, the cleanest comedian in history, is complaining about the audiences?
Yes.
Do you fucking dummies out there who are PC understand what cunts you really are when Seinfeld has to go, I don't know what's happening? That's the cleanest, most non-offensive guy in the history of stand. Seinfeld's ability to fucking really make people laugh in any medium and be clean about it. And it's not fake.
Clean.
That's who he is. Squeaky clean. That's really who he is as a comic. He's been that way since fucking 1976. When I was a kid watching him growing up, he wasn't like Jerry was doing like, and her cunt smelled like butter. Jerry was always clean. And he made a huge fucking career out of being a very, very clean, funny dude.
Yes.
He's coming out and saying, and Chris Rock is another guy that criticized, when two of the biggest comedians of all time, two of the most respected writing comedians of all time, are telling college campuses and the audiences, you guys suck. You really do suck. If I say it doesn't matter, because I'm not on that level, and I've made my own fucking bed. I deserve it. All right, I did AIDS jokes. I wrote I did rape jokes. I deserve wherever I wind up. I have made my own bed. I got on that fucking prop engine plane, and I fucking aimed it right into the cornfield. And I'm going to go down swinging, and I did. Yeah. It's my fault. But when those guys are telling you, you stink as an audience, you fucking people, and this is obviously not aimed at people listening to this show, because you guys are fucking horrible. But that's not the listeners of this show, obviously, or any show. It's not. But you guys know people who are like that.
Yeah. So who are they? Who do they like seeing on that stage? These college campuses, or maybe we don't want to call out some of these comics.
Who do they like seeing? I guess
people
like
that
comedians.
Are gonna, people that are going to be, play with that PC shit.
I think it's just music. They just go music, something like magician. Maybe magicians.
No, I'm talking comics.
Adrian's writing Girl and Guy Code, and that's what I was thinking of as soon as I heard that. Yeah. Like they like the girl code. Like Jessimae Peluso is popular, and
they pretty. Jessie gets dark. Like she's not the cleanest comic in the world.
But even they will take shit. It doesn't matter. Right. Because, fans, like, if someone comes to see me in a club, they're very rarely going to get offended because they know
what
they're in my age bracket. College students, a lot of them just know you from TV. They don't know you as brutal.
I agree.
So if they see one of these girl code people saying something fucked up, they'll complain about it. They'll get offended. I did not come for that.
Yeah. I remember Tracy Morgan went off one time in Caroline's, and there was like a family up front, and it's a late show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this like a white family up front with their kids? And he came out there, dick ass pussy, and they got up angry, and he was like, what do you expect to see, Tracy Jordan? No, this is Tracy Morgan.
This is how I really am.
Yes. Then he took his shirt off and fucking shadow box for 45 minutes.
I saw Seinfeld complain about the audiences. That's the great. I'm so happy.
Yes, finally, we need him.
I saw Tracy just show his pubic hair for 5 minutes at Caroline's once.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my pubic hair. And it just wouldn't stop. I think he was just mad at the audience or something. And he just kept going and going.
Because they think they're going to see TV Tracy.
He's pulling up his belly so the pubic hair pops out. Yeah.
Good for him.
He was probably annoyed that day. Let's go back to the Seinfeld clip.
What?
Yes, you
can also screw up. And, it happens once in a blue moon, and you hear about it on Twitter halfway, just as soon as
this guy?
Who is that guy?
He's the editor of the New Yorker.
Internet. And sometimes we put the cover out early. And the covers court controversy even more than the cartoons do.
Yes.
And we hear about it right away.
It's interesting how that ripple can sort of start. And then do you have a sense, when a controversy starts, do you then look back at the work and go, wait, did we make a mistake, or is this...
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you have half a brain, you give it a second thought.
When was that? Tell us about that.
Well, this I had to be on television all the time.
What?
So you did go on TV and defend this.
But I had to go on CNN to explain this, and it's never a good moment, A, when you're on television explaining a joke, and B, when the guy on CNN is asking you, well, that could have been on the cover of a Nazi magazine. Thanks a lot. My mother is watching this show.
Explain and defend is not apologize. Did you?
No, I didn't apologize.
Okay, have you ever done that?
Apologize?
Yeah.
No.
So then you've never felt that you've gone over the line, pushed it, but
I'm saying, but we have these conversations in the office all the time. We do get, Barry Blitt, who did this cartoon, does a lot of our political...
He's one of the Seinfeld shows.
I love that Seinfeld's calling him out, like Seinfeld's actually asking him.
In a way that it's important for him to go too far to see where the line is, if such a line exists. Should there be a line? I don't know. But sometimes there's a misfire. I got a misfire today. I won't describe it, but it was...
What does that mean? You got a misfire today?
Oh, I love Seinfeld.
It was a sketch.
Fucking love him.
It was a sketch about a possible cover about...
His autism rules.
He's the best.
His autism rules.
What do you mean you got a misfire?
If it does,
I would like to know what it was.
Oh, he's the best.
He's leaning in.
You
fucking love him.
As long as we're on this subject, which I think is very relevant, you said the other day, I saw a thing, I think it was on Instagram, you're not going to make any jokes about Caitlyn Jenner.
I want to fucking give Seinfeld a hand job.
This is amazing.
What happened? Jerry has crossed over.
He's had it.
He's had enough.
He's fucking had it.
He's doing black rooms.
Oh, I fucking love it. Holy shit. I
love the guy saying I had a misfire today, but I'm not going to describe it here.
I'd like to know what it is.
Yes.
Oh, he's awesome.
And then he goes, while we're on the subject, you! And he's pointing and leaning over to Seth, and you can see Seth's in panic mode
and
right here.
Who describes what's a misfire? That's what I want to know. Who told him it was a misfire?
Right. You can't just say that.
Yes.
This is Seinfeld saying no one can. There's nothing they can say to him because he's never been in trouble. So it's not like he's coming from.
It's great.
This is phenomenal.
And in a weird way, I think Seinfeld is doing this for you guys in comedy in general because he doesn't need to get involved with this shit. He has more money than he'll ever fucking spend.
I think it finally got to him. I think it finally hit him.
You think? Because he is a true fucking fan of comedy.
And he's still out there too. He's still out there performing.
Yeah.
And they got him with you didn't have enough black people on Comedians in Cars. That was the first one. And then there was something else. And he's like, I got what? I'm just having my friends out. He couldn't believe they had actually accused him of being racist.
Forgot. We did that story, right?
And there was something else they hit him with. And I think Seinfeld was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, enough already. I'm fighting back.
Oh, God, I love that he's doing this.
All right, we backed up a little bit because he points at Seth and leans in.
So good.
But now Seth has to answer to fucking the man.
Now you, as long as we're on this subject, which I think is very relevant, you said the other day, I saw a thing, I think it was on Instagram, you're not going to make any jokes about Caitlyn Jenner.
I said that day I wasn't. The day.
No, but
I didn't. I don't want to. Now, Caitlyn Jenner is a person who will continue to do things in the public eye, and she will be as open to jokes as everybody else. But as far as that cover in that moment, I sort of thought that was a wonderful moment, and that wasn't a time to make a joke. So.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to think Caitlyn Jenner can't go around doing whatever she wants the rest of her life and thinking she's not going to show up in a monologue. So let's make very clear about that.
All right, good.
Okay,
I feel
that's what I was wondering.
Nobody gets carte blanche on late night.
All right, good for
fair enough.
That's what I was wondering.
Fair enough. I didn't see it that way, but all right, he explained himself.
Yeah, Seinfeld actually helped him by asking. I love that Seinfeld just can't take it anymore.
Because he did make it clear too. Seth didn't make it clear that he wasn't making. That day he wasn't doing a joke. That's why I was like, was he saying that moment or forever?
I think he's lying.
You think he's lying? You think he backpedaled because Seinfeld called him on it?
I'll tell you why. Because when did the cover hit? At this point, 2 weeks ago, maybe.
And he ain't make a joke since.
I would bet money he hasn't. I would bet money. I think he's lying.
I think you're right.
I think he's lying.
I think you're fucking right.
I think Seinfeld pushed him in a corner, and he's like, hamada. Because why wouldn't you have done a joke by now?
Since then, yes. He's been around.
How? When did the cover come out? Maybe early last week?
I think so, yeah. I think it was Tuesday of last week.
Tuesday, so...
He's been doing...
About a week. When's the first Caitlyn Jenner joke? Let's keep a
clock.
Let's pay attention to Seth Myers, and we'll see if he's true to his word. Because why wouldn't you have done a joke by now?
Yeah.
Because now that the subject is slowly kind of fading away a little bit for now as well. It's hot right at this moment, so that's when you make your jokes.
He's got that new show coming though, Caitlyn. She has a new show coming.
Yeah. What do you think?
I just love that fucking. I've been seeing this at the Comedy Cellar for years. They expect like Seinfeld's just going to come in and they have no idea that he will call you out in a fucking second.
Yes.
Deadpan.
And I love it.
Mm-hmm. What were the misfires? and the guy is thinking, this is Seinfeld. I'm on television. I have to answer him. I don't know. I want to talk about it. I'd like to know what they are. I love him.
That touch of autism that he has.
Fucking right.
Handy.
Brutal.
Yes. Asperger's. He got a little Asperger's.
Is that what did he admit recently?
He's autistic, but then he said he didn't. He thought he was on the spectrum a little, but
yeah.
He's just brutally honest. I love that he I've never seen.
What was the misfire?
Oh my God, is that great? I could not be. I never literally thought I'd see the day where Seinfeld was doing. I thought I would see Paul Mooney guest host The View before I would see.
I bet. First of all,
because they've been hitting him.
It's amazing that they've gotten.
They've been slapping him a little bit. And
I'm
he's
glad
like,
he
really?
came out.
Oh, here it is. I don't have autism. I'm not on the spectrum. I was just watching a play about it, and I related to it on some level. All right.
He's the best guy to be a police to this for comedians. I'll tell you that, because he got a squeaky clean record, and who's going to say, hey, he's just trying to defend his dick jokes?
Yeah.
Nobody can say that.
Well, then he saw it with his. He mentioned his daughter. He said his daughter, like he said something about you get to meet boys, and she said that's sexist. And this is I think on an NPR interview. He said, well, I just wanted to. They just want to use these words. Like younger people just want to use the word sexist or homophobic. They don't know exactly what they are. It was I'm paraphrasing. And then this, and then they had gotten him with that other racial thing, which was nonsense. So good for him fucking coming out swinging. He's had enough.
Chris Christie, I'm just looking at headlines. As president, I would outlaw weed.
Yeah, he's just enough with him already. What are you doing?
What a fact.
I like him, but stop it. Stop being the big consumer. Well, only your addiction matters? Fucking self-centered ass. Why do you outlaw fucking eating compulsively and jacking up insurance costs for everybody else while you have your fucking stomach stapled? Shut up.
And while you at it, ban fucking baseball pants on fat dudes.
Yeah.
Stop looking like a mascot.
Fuck, is he irritating me? Stop trying to be the arch conservative.
They should have him run that race. Where do they run that race with the mascots?
Minnesota?
Hopefully in the hospital parking lot.
No, it's that goofy race the mascots do. The presidents.
Yes, the Twins. Ain't it the Twins?
Presidents with the giant body parts.
Yes.
He would fit in perfect with that.
Oh, boy.
That was the worst.
He would outlaw weed.
I never saw baseball pants look worse on a human being.
Oh, Humpty Dumpty.
He had a camel toe.
Yes, he did. It looks like he's packing nothing.
Yeah.
Marijuana Policy Project.
Peckins.
Oh,
that's what he's worried about.
That's
gives
great.
a shit.
More people are affected by eating than pot. I would assume.
I guarantee you.
I don't even have to look up the stats.
Heart disease is the number one killer in the country.
Yeah, that's a bigger problem for Americans than smoking weed. You dope.
I guarantee you, the way he shoves food in his face. That compulsion has killed a lot more people than people who smoke a little too much pot.
We don't even have to look up.
There's not even a stat on it, but I guarantee it.
You just live long enough, you know that is the truth.
Yes.
That is the truth, my friends.
It costs us more money in insurance, health problems.
Diabetes.
Yeah, okay, maybe there's some crime around pot and criminal. Okay, fine. But you talk about the cost to the average person. People who eat like Chris Christie cost us a shitload more money than people who smoke pot like Rogan.
Oh, yeah?
A fucking lot more money, so fucking shut up.
Absolutely.
God, is he annoying me? And I really want to like him.
I want to like him too.
Because he annoys everybody. I guess now he's just annoying me. But I'll like him tomorrow when he annoys someone else.
We got our food here?
Yes, we
Sherrod,
do.
you eating or what?
I got to get some food.
Sherrod is here. We're trying to push his comics appearance at Foxwoods.
Oh, that's right. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, baby.
Starting tomorrow, man. You go see Sherrod Small. That's how he gets paid for helping us out with this radio show.
Damn right.
We got to get some people in the seats for you.
Yes, and there's a lot of seats that need to be filled, like in Pittsburgh, June 26th. I'll be in Pittsburgh, and July 10 and 11 in Borgata. And then the rest of my nonsense, which is on finally coming back to Seattle. I got the Big Apple here, Minneapolis, Detroit, D.C., and Charlotte. It's called The Kid Needs a New Place to Live. Tour.
You're hitting the road. Jimmy's hitting the road again.
I like that, Jim.
Do you see that fucking stupid Vine video of LeBron bowing to Jim Brown?
Yes.
I really like that.
That was great.
That made me happy.
Jim Brown is how old now? 80?
I want to fucking
that
meet
old now?
Jim Brown badly. He knew Richard Pryor really well.
Nothing but
Richard
respect.
Pryor loved him.
Yeah, everybody loved it. He was the
79.
He's 79.
He was with Pryor when he got burned, I think. I think he was there that day. He really knew drugged out Pryor.
Yeah.
He was the only one that Pryor was really afraid of. Was Jim Brown scared him.
The anniversary of that
Still
was the other day,
I
too.
respected him, yeah.
The anniversary of that was, I think,
what?
yesterday. Richard Pryor burning himself up.
Was it really?
I think so. I think it was on our sheet yesterday or the day before.
I didn't know that.
30. What year was that again?
I want to say 81. I could be wrong. Or 80.
Yeah, 34 years ago, something like that.
I talked to
I'm
Rain
guessing.
sometime. Rain Pryor's
June 9th.
daughter.
Yeah.
She's
1980.
good peoples.
June 9th, 1980. So it was yesterday. Was the
1980?
He set himself on fire.
35 years ago, yesterday.
I can't believe that's so many years ago.
And what you're talking about, LeBron James before the game yesterday, because they haven't had a title in that fucking town forever. He sees Jim Brown in the audience, in the crowd, and there it is. Okay, we're looking at it now, and he goes right over there and bows to James Brown.
No, Jim Brown, not
Jim
James Brown.
James Brown. Sorry. Jesus.
It's James, too. His name is James.
I see James there, and I see Brown there.
No, it's the wrong guy, Opie. James Brown was his singer.
Jim Brown, of course.
Jim Brown is still James Brown, but he used Jim because James Brown was so big.
Yes, but we all know that he didn't mean that. He meant the dead singer because he confused the dead singer with the live guy.
No, you're right.
No, I know.
Oh, I knew what you meant.
I know I'm looking at the football player.
Oh, no, you don't.
I did know that
You
much.
feel good. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Head back to you.
Jim Brown, I know I'm looking at a football player.
Oh, no, you didn't. You thought you were looking at the singer. No, you didn't. It's a man's world. Head back to you.
You son of a
No, you
biatch.
didn't. You feel good. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Anyway,
why can't I say cunt on a college campus?
the Cavaliers doing it with a very, very injured team.
LeBron's doing it. It seems like LeBron.
Well, because now I feel like I'm a
You're not
fan.
a Cavalier.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I am a fan. I've been calling this for a long time.
You want him to win one for Cleveland.
Yeah, well, it's a great sports story, him coming home after all that nonsense. So,
Yes. And then doing all this.
And the team is fucking hurt, and they're doing
Kevin
it.
Love out. Kyrie Irving out.
The big center guy from early in the year.
With the Brazilian hair.
Yes, he's out.
You remember when Patrice said, and he made such a good point about how he doesn't want to be Michael Jordan, he wants to be Scottie Pippen when he went to the Heat. Yeah, I wish Patrice could see this. Now he'd probably be happy. I would love to hear his angle on this because now he's the guy. And he actually stepped up. He left that situation to become the guy.
And he has stepped up, man. I think he had 40 last night.
40 points.
40 points. And
did he have another triple-double, or was he like a couple assists away from another triple-double?
Close. And then that kid from Australia that used to play rugby.
Dellavedova.
Wow, you could say his name.
Yeah, Delly, baby.
What is it?
I know it starts Della.
Matt Dellavedova. Matthew Dellavedova.
Oh, yeah, Dellavedova.
He's becoming a star.
He is. He had like 20
a 3-point
points.
specialist.
And defensively, he
shut down Curry. Shutting him down, and then he was so dehydrated, he had severe cramping, and then he had to go to the hospital and get an
God
IV.
bless him. Is he okay?
Wow. He was on an IV last night.
Oh, no. Hope there's no H involved. Oh, shit. Someone pop-locking AIDS jokes, motherfuckers. Why can't I call somebody a jizz-drinking lesbian? Fucking love him. God, he makes me happy. I've never loved Seinfeld more than today.
I swear to God, I'm telling you. He really came through for all of us.
Yeah, we really we need that guy. But then again, I know I'll say something stupid, and I'll be like, Jerry, what do you think? That was over the line. He'll be hanging.
Dellavedova. I got it now, too. Dellavedova.
Well, better than Dellavedova a belly flop.
I could say Dellavedova.
Dellavedova.
No one got it.
He looks very tired on that court.
He hustles a lot. He's always on the ground hustling for the ball. That's what you need.
He's become a star for the Cavaliers. So we're going to take a break. Sherrod Small here.
Yes.
James P. Norton is just killing it.
Killing.
I want this for after the break. I want more info on Joyce Mitchell. I'm obsessing about Joyce. Any news story about her? Any
high school
clips?
pictures?
Anything?
Yeah.
I want to see her when she was younger. Let's see where she came from.
Yeah. I guarantee you she was fucking fat and a perm. She's probably a fat version of Montgomery from the movie Fame when she was young. Shitty curly hair. She should be singing The Body Electric as that fucking prisoner fucks her shitter.
These guys figured out everything except a woman that wouldn't fucking panic.
A woman you can count on. That's always the thing you can't figure out.
You're the pie in the face people.
Joyce.
Oh, Joyce.
Man.
Never trust a fat girl named Joyce, for Pete's sake. I could have told them that. Guys, you don't put all your chips on a fat girl named Joyce. That's wrong for every reason. She's an old lady's name. She's in her 30s.
Yes. No, she's not in her 30s.
Oh, maybe her 40s or 50s. Whatever she is.
I would go mid-40s.
Fatty with a perm. A fatty with a... there's nothing worse than a fatty with a perm. It's enraging on every level.
She had it since 19. She looked the same since she was 19.
She absolutely did. Frumpy body.
You think the prisoners, as they're walking through some field somewhere, are just cursing out Joyce still?
Her.
That fuck.
You know how many times I'm going to slit her throat?
All right, we're going to break. We're going to talk about Joyce and other things. I don't know. We figure it out as we go. That's the beauty of this radio show. Oh, we got Chyna today.
Oh, yeah.
Chyna's back from Tokyo, I guess, trying to figure out her shit. She went there because she just needed to to figure it out.
Get her shit together.
She's got a reality show. She's coming in here to talk to us. So
Good for her.
Nice.
We haven't seen her in a while, so what the hell?
That's what everybody should be talking about. Chyna and her phenomenal vagina.
You like that, don't you?
More than I like being alive or the idea of world peace.
You gonna ask her to pull it out today?
Nah.
I don't think she does that shit anymore.
And that's why I won't ask.
We'll test that theory.
I think she's trying to, like, live a clean life.
Yeah.
Hope she comes in in white yoga pants.
No more drugs.
No more picking up convicts outside of prisons.
Nice white yoga pants. I love her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Sorry about my camel toe. Oh, you dear, don't you be.
Let me take
Chris Christie's pants I hope she's wearing.
Let me take this call because I don't want to lose him. He's a guy was in prison and watched a prison guard have a relationship with his cellmates.
Ooh.
Let's go to Joe in Texas. What do you say, Joe? Where's Joe? Joe, there are you. Are you there? All right. I got you.
Good evening.
Why were you in prison, first of all?
I was in prison for graffiti on a public building.
Whoa.
You grew up in 1983? You got arrested?
Yeah, what did you write?
Stuck in walls and helped. And it was on a government building, so it was a felony in Texas.
Wow. Did you know that was a felony at the time?
Not when I did it.
Oh, that must have been a bad day when you realized.
Yeah. But anyways, I was segregated with another guy who had tried to escape from that county jail previously, and we were back here in this own little cell by ourselves, and the guards would come in at night and check on us, and this guy started talking to this female guard that was she was in her late 20s, she was maybe a 6, but she'd come in, he'd be like, hey, how you doing, and he would just like get into her personal life, and slowly like they just started having a relationship. And then one day he was talking about how big his dick was, and she was like, well, let me see it. And he whipped his dick out, and the next thing I know, she was having sex with him through the bars.
Wow.
Well, they developed a relationship, and she'd bring us in like cigarettes and like alcohol and booze and weed.
That's some
and
sexy
this shit went on for like a while.
Wait, and you were right there when they were fucking through the bars?
Yeah, I was in the same cell. He was my cellie.
And let's be honest here. Let's be honest now. You was beating off. You know you was beating off.
I wasn't beating off. It was kind of weird, but I mean,
you wrote graffiti on the wall that night too, didn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, all you gotta do, it's like with most ugly women, you just gotta listen to their story. You just gotta
make believe you care.
All women.
Yeah,
all women,
act
brother.
Like you care, and they developed a relationship, and he could have got.
I thought he understood me.
Her to do anything.
Wow.
There you go. It happens.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yep. All right, Joe. I could see where it would happen. Thank you, sir. You never got a taste of that, though, huh?
No, I got to see her naked, though.
All right. Not bad. How much time did you end up doing?
I did a year.
What kind of a shitty lawyer did you have that you did a year in prison for graffiti?
I was poor, and I had a court-appointed attorney, and they were trying to give me 2 years, and the court-appointed attorney came to me, and he was like, well, they're saying that they'll give you a year if you plead.
Wow. There's nothing else involved in that story? Like, were you graffitiing during a sodomy? How did that happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was only 17, so I was scared. And I said,
17 and they gave you a year for
You
that?
had priors? Did you have priors?
No, I didn't have any priors.
Your lawyer stunk.
I can't believe that. Are you black?
He's lying.
No, I'm white.
And you're white?
I got him. He's lying.
You know what? You should have known
He's
better.
lying.
What do you mean he's
How
lying?
much you lying about?
Huh?
What are you lying about? I know you're lying.
There's got to be something else you're saying, Jimmy?
Yeah. What are you lying about?
What did you write on the building?
There's no way a 17-year-old white kid is going to get a year
The thing that it
for
was that
graffiti.
it was a small it was a small town, and there were some kids that were actually going around graffiti and shit, like with spray paint. And I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And like I said, it was a small town, and they were trying to make
How small?
Maybe 3,000, 4,000 people.
Yeah, but you was in the wrong place at the wrong time doing the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget that part.
I used to graffiti. I remember I'd go up to a car with a dirty window and I'd write "wash me" in my finger. You wash me, please. And people would go, "Oh, God, you're going to get in trouble." I'm like, "None if it rains." There goes the evidence.
All right, Joe. Thank you, sir.
How do you do, Joe?
All right, we're working on Joyce Mitchell stuff, and we're going to now eat.
I like sexy prison stories.
Yeah.
Me too. Usually involve two men. I was showering and put me up against the wall, and he violated my asshole. Back after this.
Happy birthday, Billy Burr.
It's Billy's birthday?
That's why we played that little track from one of his specials.
Happy
Bill
birthday,
Burr.
Bills.
If he's listening still, being a big star out there in Hollywood.
He's a big Hollywood star now.
Mr. Burr's a big star.
I barely recognize him. I don't know him no more.
He's a big deal.
He bugs me.
Well, here we are. You got more Joyce Mitchell stuff?
Yes.
Thank you, handsome.
I mean, good, or you're just doing it because we asked for it?
Dug up as much as I could.
All right, your little one sheet on Joyce Mitchell. If you're just listening, I would strongly suggest you listen to the first hour of this radio show on the replay because, fuck, I don't know if I've laughed that hard in a long fucking time.
I tell you.
This Joyce Mitchell was supposed to pick up these guys after they pop out of the manhole cover, and she wasn't there. She panicked, and she was in the hospital.
Tilly. They call her Tilly, too. That's a nickname.
Being treated for an anxiety attack. That's not her name, is
That's not a good nickname.
Yes. So nickname is
That's
Tilly.
a fat girl nickname.
Yes.
Tilly.
Everybody in the town, apparently. That's
Probably
right.
short for Tillicum, the fucking killer whale. Hey, Tilly. Oh, I was going to help them escape from jail, but I remember all the flack I got in when I grabbed that girl by her hair and dragged her underwater. Oh, I got so annoyed at her. I don't know why I did that, but she passed away, and I'm in big trouble now.
She had one job. These guys did all the hard work. They figured out how to get the fuck out of that prison, and it's pretty amazing. They're all saying this had to take at least a month or two of them, digging and cutting and short fusing boxes to power up their tools.
They short fuse her box.
And then they thought this Tilly, this Joyce Mitchell, they thought they found a good one that would be at the manhole cover with a car, with the getaway car. Joyce panicked.
Why do they call you Tilly? Oh, just a little nickname I picked up in Blackfish. I don't know why. They were calling me that. I saw the Cove. I cried harder than anybody. And then Blackfish came out, and I was signing a lot of autographs. And they go, oh, look, it's Tilly.
Tilly panics. You think she put together a go bag for herself?
I can only imagine.
You think she was assuming she'd be on the lam with these guys?
Yes, I do.
And you think she collected a few things to take with her?
A bucket of fish. That was her go bag. A bucket of fish. And a ball to balance on her fucking fat nose.
All she had to do was gas up the car, maybe get a couple hours sleep because it might be a long night, long day.
It's like 3 miles from my house, probably. Not even that.
When do you think the panic started?
Oh, that
day?
Week? No, the week of.
The week of, she started freaking out?
Of course. She got sweats. Her husband didn't know what's going on.
All right, so here are the facts on Joyce Mitchell, also known as Tilly.
Ooh.
Was named as a possible aide in the prison escape of David Sweat and Richard Matt. Sweat and Matt escaped from the max. We all know that, okay. On the day of the escape, MSNBC News reported that Mitchell had checked herself into a hospital suffering from nerves.
This lady just wanted to live a life, man. She wanted some excitement in her life.
I'm just seeing it from the escapee's point of view. They're like, nerves! You know what we fucking just went through?
You know what she reminds me of? Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife in True Lies?
Yeah.
Just wanted some fun.
Yeah.
Just wanted
fun for herself. Her son denied that she would have been involved, claiming she was in a hospital with chest pains.
Why wouldn't she be?
Poor son don't know that his mother has a liking for prison cock.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit it. Oh, no, Mom wasn't feeling too well. She would never do that. Mom, no, she wouldn't cheat on Dad with a guy who tortured his boss with pliers. Why would she do that? We have a happy home here. She doesn't care about the size of a man's genitals. Mom wouldn't do that. Old Tilly never would do that.
Oh, man.
She's a good person.
The son went on to say if she was involved, there was a good reason to it. He also said that there's more to it than a relationship with an inmate.
No, there's not. Yeah, there was a good reason. 9 inches by 7 inches. That was the reason.
A girthy reason.
Yeah, there was a big fat, plug that fat whale box reason. Oh, Tilly. Tilly, we hardly knew ye. Did you hear about what Tilly's been doing? I can't believe it.
You think she got her hair done? You know, for her big day. You think she went to the parlor?
She sweated it out before
to get those curls a little extra tight.
Of course.
Yeah, could you do the Annie? What? You remember I used to get the Annie? Oh, Tilly, it's not even the holidays. What's going on with you? Oh, I don't know. I want the Annie again.
Oh, God. Mitchell has worked at Clinton Correctional since 2008. Her husband, Lyle, also works at the facility.
Oh, man.
Neither Joyce or her husband have commented on the case.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
A husband can't keep that job, though. You can't still work there with all your boys you work with. No, your wife is helping big dicks escape from prison.
Mitchell, a registered Republican, lives in a 2-story gray home with a "Don't tread on me."
Why does a registered
flag.
Republican mean anything to anybody?
Popular by the Tea Party movement.
I don't get what that means either. Who cares if she's a Tea Party or a Republican or a Whig? I don't care what she is.
A Whig.
She's just fighting for to stop whaling, and she doesn't like SeaWorld. That's what Tilly is fighting for.
Oh, Tilly.
Oh, man.
Tilly wanted to believe.
I feel so sorry for her. You can't put her in prison for that, for being lonely.
You absolutely. Well, you know what it was? They said when she saw her young, ripped out from under her when she was young, they said you could hear her crying. You could hear her crying in the water. Oh, they feel it. They notice it when you take away their young.
Oh, man.
Why do they have is that a real picture of Governor Cuomo studying the pipes at the prison?
Oh, yeah, he really walked down there. He
walked down there to check out how they did it.
And then he talked to the prisoner next door to the cell. Was like this. You heard it? Didn't you hear him drilling stuff last night? And the dude was like this. Fuck off, Governor.
He'd said that?
He didn't say that, but he just didn't say it.
He wanted to.
Of course he did.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, the governor's really rolling his sleeves up. Get out of the jail.
Yeah.
All you are is a fucking risk for the guards, stupid. Because they think if they can take over while you're there, they can get whatever they want. You're not helpful.
Why is he studying it?
Because he's rolling up his sleeves. I'm going to investigate and get to the bottom of this.
Like he's working. He ain't working.
Stop it. Get out of the jail. The governor shouldn't be walking through the jail. So this is the pipe? Yeah, Governor.
Yeah, it is.
You mean the one with the 8 state troopers standing next to it? Yeah, Gov. Good job.
Good guess.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, you're right, Governor. Which pipe do you think it was? I'm going to think it's the one with the giant rectangle cut into it. Yeah, we concur. Gov, point right at it for the cameras. Right. Yes, the one with the troopers by it.
Did you get your stupid photo yet?
Oh, my God.
We got real work to do here, Gov.
The fucking worst, this guy. Stop it.
He's studying the man. Look at he's looking at the manhole cover.
It's ridiculous.
So is that the man? Yes.
Yeah, this where they came out? Yeah, that'd be the one with the no cover on it.
I need to send him back to Cuba.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's where fucking Tilly was supposed to be. Right there.
Down the street.
She just
he's climbing now. Look, the governor is now climbing.
Yeah. Well, I have seen the crime scene, and I think they definitely escaped. Thank you. Very, very brave of you. Way to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty.
He's a no-nonsense governor.
Yeah,
he took this whole route.
Sleeves rolled up. I'm going to find out what happened. You know what you ought to be looking in? That fat girl's underpants. That's what you ought to be looking in. You ought to have 2 fucking troopers with clothespins on their nose opening her fat cunt lips while you peer in there with a mining helmet. That's how you get your fucking hands dirty, idiot. That's what you want to climb something? Climb her fucking bed that her poor husband has had to with his Club Soda Kenny mustache. Are you going to come now? I'm tired. Oh, just a few more hours. Just a few more hours. Things don't feel like they used to. Oh, I don't know what that's from. That damn laundry job has got me all stressed. Maybe my vagina's flopped open. I don't know what's going on, hun.
Oh, good God Almighty!
Oh, Jimmy! Wow! Wow!
He's really annoying me going into this jail.
He's studying it, Jim.
Felt so good.
He's studying the situation.
I understand that the governor's got to get down there, and that's the politician's job to look like you're taking the bull by the horns. But this is just stupid. He's just literally in the fucking in the basement of the prison, looking at a pipe.
It kind of makes him look stupid, right?
It makes him look stupid.
Yeah.
Can I see the head masks? Yes, right here. Is this the mask that we used? No, that's another mask that we just overlooked, but good job. It's funny, now there's another hole in a grate cut. Coincidentally, it's next door to this prisoner's thing. Good job, Governor. We weren't going to look in any of the other cells for holes cut in the grate.
He wanted to look busy. He's looking like he's been working. He took the whole route. He went in through the cell and took the same route that they took out.
And he's giving worthless suggestions.
He's doing a lot of pointing. I see in these pictures.
Do you guys check that fence? Yes, Governor, we did. We checked the fence for holes.
What about that bush over there?
Yeah, you might want to look behind some shrubbery there. We did check, but that's a great suggestion.
Well, that would be the first place we would check, Governor.
Yeah. So are you boys checking other cells for fake heads? No, but that's a wonderful idea. We're going to check every cell for a fake head, because we wouldn't think to do that after a prison break. Helpful. Very helpful.
He's pointing at the houses around the manhole cover. Did you check all these houses?
Yeah, you guys questioning the neighbors? Yes. No, but we should. That's a great idea. Should we check? We think we should ask the neighbors questions? Yes, go in there and see if they've seen anything suspicious, and then get back to me. All right, good idea.
Fuck.
I just love this story, man.
It's a good story. It's got everything.
Good story.
It's got everything.
They just said on CNN they think they're on foot.
Of course they are.
Of course they're on
they should have. They think that they meant to be in car, but of course they're on foot. How else could they be there?
Tilly.
And if they're Tilly, let them down.
Unless they know a fat girl with a hot air balloon, they're on foot. You know a pig with a pilot's license? No, I don't. Let's hitchhike. No, I know a fat pig with a guitar. All right, good. See if we can borrow the case.
Oh, those guys are pissed off somewhere.
Fucking steaming. And I love the fat, dumb family. We think they're coming by our house. Yeah, because that's where they go when they get out of jail. By the girl's house who they thought was going to be helpful. First place they'd go is to your pen, you fucking idiot. Your house is the safest place in the neighborhood. It's the last thing they want to see is your fucking dumb face through the screen door. I got nervous.
Every neighbor should do a sleepover at Joyce's house because they're all afraid up there.
That's the last place they're going is Joyce's house.
Now, I wonder if the prisoners know like what's going on the news and all that about them.
I'm sure the word's
but how do they get
around?
The word? How do they get the word?
These guys got it nice in the joint. They got
the two escapees. Do they know about the manhunt?
Oh, I see. Well, they're
assuming.
Or do they know that they even got Tilly, or they know Tilly was involved?
I'm sure they're assuming.
Yeah, they have to assume.
Yeah. Man, I mean, what are they eating? That's what's going to get these guys. They got to eat something.
Yeah.
What do you eat out there?
Bugs. It's all bugs and plants, baby.
Yeah.
It'll get you through. I was on an all bug diet one weekend.
Were you?
When I was at the gathering with the Juggalos. I was on so many drugs, I don't know what I ate.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Did you like that gig?
I loved it.
Yeah.
One of the best gigs ever. Those guys are the best.
That was fun.
They got a good crew.
Those guys are the friendliest, nicest.
Oh, here you go, Jimmy. You'll appreciate this from the Daily News. Governor Cuomo approaches the exact cell when two inmates, David Sweat and Richard Matt, escaped from earlier in the day.
Yes,
apparently, the two men had left dummies in their beds, so it would appear they were sleeping during routine walkthroughs.
What every husband does when he goes to work.
Every 2 hours.
Leaves a dummy in the
bed. But it's dramatic. He approaches the actual cell.
Yes, he was not prepared for the man-on-man rape that was happening in the cell. Yo, help me, Governor. Help me, Governor. And he turned around to see one man inserting his large genitals into the anus of the other man. Help me, Governor. What did you see? I was face down in this pillow, Governor. I didn't hear anything. I heard sawing and this guy grunting and saying, I'm coming. That's all I heard. Help me, Governor. Help me.
Help me, Governor.
Jimmy, you would appreciate this one as well. By definition, it was an extraordinary act. Cuomo stated during a press conference outside of the prison regarding the escape. He stands here examining the hole that the inmates drilled open and used to escape their jail cell.
Unless that's just the cool part of being the governor. Like, you know, something like that happens, you're like, I want to see it.
Shit?
Yeah, like I would want to see it.
Yeah.
Governor Cuomo further examines the escape route used by the two inmates. He kind of looks silly in these photo ops.
It looks so silly.
Governor Cuomo climbs down the exact ladder that the two inmates used.
We get it. You're in shape. You can escape a prison too, Cuomo.
Yes, Governor Cuomo is seen here climbing down the same ladder that the two inmates used.
Governor here seen circumventing the shit-filled tube they crawled through.
Yes.
Yes, Governor seen here peering into and then walking away from the shit-filled tube. Governor seen here being sexually violated the same way just to live the way the prisoners did for a week.
Go down on Tilly
to get into their mindsets.
Yes.
The governor. order.
Governor seen here licking the clitoris of Tilly. Licking the blowhole of Tilly.
Yes. Well, it's just...
They went that way.
Governor seen here peeking into the tank at SeaWorld that Tilly lived in.
You're not far from the truth. Here, Governor Cuomo examines yet another hole the inmates drilled.
A waste of time.
Yeah, it is a waste. What do you think he's going to see? Guys, here, look, a map. Governor, thank you. What does it say? It says we're going here, and there's an arrow to a house. Governor, what would we have done with that? Did you guys check for clues? Yes, Governor, we checked for clues. There are none. There's rust, and there's a hole. They probably left.
You think Governor Cuomo go, did you guys notice this note here with the Chinaman?
Oh, probably.
Yes, Governor.
He figured that out.
Yes, we saw the note.
He's on top of it.
Governor Cuomo further examines the hole.
Yeah, the Cuomo boys are like the Hardy Boys when it comes to mysteries.
Let's see. I like the governor.
Yes,
stuff.
they're looking. The Hardy Boys and Nancy Moo, which would be her. Because she's a cow.
These are exact headlines. Ready for this one? Governor Cuomo approaches the manhole where the two inmates climbed out. I mean,
what do they think they're going to find down there? They're out. They left, guys,
and now they're all just staring into the hole.
Into the hole.
Yeah. What do you think happened?
That must have been an awkward conversation.
Of nothingness.
Of nothingness is right.
At least that town's making some money, huh? That little town, that little dumb prison
all these
town.
cops got to eat.
All these cops, reporters got to eat. Cops got to eat.
They all got to eat.
They're making a
fortune. The local diner's doing very well.
It's the best time. This is like Christmas. It's a pre-Christmas up in little town Dickens, New York.
What's going on with Joyce Mitchell? Did they drag her into the police station yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sure that she's been questioned.
But she's not charged with anything.
Not yet. She's being questioned. She will be formally charged unless there was a threat where she inadvertently helped. She is absolutely.
They're
going to
make her a victim. I think she's going to come out a victim in this.
Yeah, because all the prisoners got to do is get caught and talk, and they will.
Yeah, let's play this clip. You got it, Adrian. We got this.
Going on, Demi on Facebook.
New York, and police teams, tactical teams, immediately descended on that area, including snipers, one on the roof of a van here, another in the foreground.
There's a striking picture. These are folks who are looking very, very closely for these two individuals. There's a sniper dressed in a camouflage ghillie suit,
I guess, right?
They're looking for them, but they still have not found these two escaped inmates considered very dangerous.
It's a Tilly suit. It's a whale outfit.
Once again, we want to get right to NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer. Miguel, good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Savannah, good morning. This manhunt knows no boundaries. This rural, peaceful forest land,
I can't concentrate because of his enraging pose. His hands are on his hips at pocket level. At fucking pocket level. How do you have your hands on your hips at pocket level? It looks like his body is bunions. Take your fucking hands off your hips. You look ridiculous in a
trying
field.
to look dramatic, Jimmy.
Yes. Well, you can see a farm behind me, and here's Canada, and I'm here. All right, sorry.
Dropped to a massive search just a few hours ago. And today authorities say this isn't the only place they're looking.
Oh, no, I hope not.
On the run 5 days now, investigators are on the trail of murderers David Sweat and Richard Madden, following leads not just here, but also here. 51-year-old Joyce Mitchell, a supervisor in the prison tailor shop who worked with both Sweat and Matt, has now been identified as a person of interest. On the day the inmates were reported missing,
be on the lookout for two escapees.
Mitchell checked herself into this hospital, complaining of a panic attack.
Fucking nervous elephant.
The inmates have used her. We spoke by phone.
She was having a panic attack. She said she was in a room and a mouse walked in and she jumped up onto a chair. She was nervous that the little rodent was going to bother her. She was having a panic attack. She was being prodded with a hook stick. She had a panic attack as she was walking through the Midtown Tunnel, tethered to other people of her ilk. Yes. She was on a rampage in her local town, trampling her trainer. She had a panic attack. I fucking hate this fucking puffy-haired, Marion-haired goose egg. Despise this woman. I loathe her. Fucking helpful fatso.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing.
Oh, God.
Good God almighty.
Yeah.
We spoke by phone to a convicted murderer who testified against Richard Matt in court. We agreed to disguise his voice and not divulge his name because he now fears for his own safety.
He's not coming after you.
No. People that I love, people that are close to me. This is a very psychotic individual.
40 miles from the prison wall they cut through and the manhole they escaped from, a tip that Sweat and Matt were seen running into these fields. In Willsboro, an intense manhunt. With hundreds of tips pouring in, investigators are mobilizing search teams like this all across the region. But these are the conditions they face. Thick terrain all across this area.
Can I pause to point out to the radio audience? He walked up to trees and put his hand up and said, thick terrain. Thank you. That's crack reporting.
He's on top of it.
What do they have to face?
Yeah, he started in an open field, though.
Yeah.
Thick terrain, and he next to to dramatically. Oh boy, they have to deal with some shit. This is not exactly an Iraq mission.
No,
they're looking for 2 no weapons guys with a guitar case and fucking prison skivvies.
It's not the rainforest either. It's fucking upstate New York.
They might have to do this with their arms.
They might have to push leaves out their face.
Pushing through the underbrush.
Oh, this guy's hateable too.
Yeah, he's awful.
Why is everyone on the news hateable?
So hateable.
Good.
All across this area. Saying the trail has gone cold here for now, authorities are reaching out to those who knew the fugitives, including Richard Matt's 23-year-old son.
We're just waiting like everyone else, I guess.
That
This
kid
morning,
has a good head of hair on him.
there's no word or sign of the inmates.
Yeah.
But in communities like this, there's fear they could kill again.
Why do you have to talk that way?
This field by a
Why do you have to talk? There's fear they could kill again. There's fear they could kill again. I get you want to enunciate, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. He's back in the field. I think he's going to wrap this up dramatically.
Oh, good. I hope so.
I'm guessing.
Like this, there's fear they could kill again.
Kill again. Asshole.
Brought to this field by a specific tip, authorities are concerned that both suspects may be armed, and they
With
fear
what?
that the confrontation between them may quickly turn deadly. Matt and Savannah.
All right, tense times there, Miguel. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, real things are heating up out there. They make a little comment after. Yeah, scary times.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Oh, Tilly.
Good old Tilly.
Tilly started all this.
Here's the worst thing about Tilly. She's a shitty perm that looks like
It's
if it was
awful.
flattened out, there'd be not a lot of hair left.
Yes, yes.
It's like a dent, like that fucking fat lady with hair like a pussy willow. That's what you want.
Make a wish.
Yeah. Hey, Tilly. They wish they could have tools and get out of jail. Oh, where's all my hair? You guys got me again, did you? Oh, I'll show you. Oh, my heart's fluttering, and not normally. I get a lot of panic attacks because sometimes I'll walk by a mirror and I'll think there's a crowd of people following me, and I'll realize it's just my reflection.
You think she's getting a talking to from her husband?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
now, you want to tell me what the hell was going on? We were friends. Oh. You want to tell me why you've been walking funny for the last couple of months?
Right.
Tilly's cunt has been fucking sledgehammered by that guy. That guy was fucking her for freedom.
Yeah.
He fucked her for freedom. And she let him down.
One job, just be there with the car. This just came in. She's very nervous. She's a very nervous person.
Then what's she working in a prison for?
I don't know.
Who works in a prison if you're very nervous?
Oh, God.
I feel really bad for the son and the husband.
Yeah.
Because you got to be around dudes for the rest of your life who going to be like this. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I heard about your mother.
Yeah.
She like prison dick?
What's up with your mother? What was she thinking?
Oh, hey, your wife, huh?
Yeah. Mikey in Jersey. Mikey.
Morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Did they get the picture of the governor throwing the handmade chess piece to the poster of Raquel Welch?
Oh, very good. Good reference.
Even though it's not supposed to be Raquel Welch, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is, what'd you say?
Rita Hayworth.
Rita Hayworth.
Okay. Punching out.
Good job, Mikey. Good job.
A prison break. I mean, we all dream about it. We ain't been in prison, but if you was in prison, you want to get out.
I think you spend your time just trying to figure it out.
In some countries, it's not even illegal to break out of prison. If they catch you, you don't get added time to your sentence.
Well, you shouldn't, because they know why you're doing it.
Because it's human nature to break out of a fucking locked up situation.
Yeah.
They don't want us to be locked up.
I figure there's 2 reasons why you wouldn't sit on my step. Fucking Paul Benjamin is my favorite person in history. Is English from Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah. He was a real face. He's still alive though, you said, right?
Yes, he's in his 70s. You know who he is? He was the black guy. He was like the leader of the black gang and escaped from Alcatraz. And it's such a great racist line that him and Clint Eastwood do together.
He's got a lived face. Clint Eastwood too, but they both look like they got faces that have been through a lot.
Oh, fucking Paul Benjamin has seen everything. The fucking War of 1812 he was involved in.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's so great. Where's they just escaped from Alcatraz? That moment we're on the steps and Clint Eastwood.
Right there.
He's seasoned and leathered.
This might be it right here.
Let's just see.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Hold on. Is it?
Ah, it's a guy that went to Alcatraz.
But that's where that scene is.
I know.
I sat on that step. I got my picture taken on that step. That's
really? I have a picture from that step too.
Wow. English is just sitting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because that was one of the when I was a kid on HBO or Cinemax or whatever when they were advertising. That's the guy painting.
Is it more than one building, the Alcatraz thing? Was it
No. Oh, there's a few buildings, but this is the main one.
The main building, right
they
there.
was shot in Alcatraz.
And how big is that fucking building?
Smaller than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, not big enough to hold the Anglin brothers and him.
I imagine.
You got to go.
I have to go.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's got 2 million
awesome
views.
To check out. Let's play this.
It's a racially insensitive one. He's walking up past all the black guys to English, and then he stops.
Where you going, Cracker? Hey.
Something special about those steps?
The higher you sit, the more status you got. So we kind of play king of the mountain. Except here we don't play for fun, man.
And you're king.
Yeah. Well, I figure there's 2 reasons why you didn't sit down on my step. Either you're too scared, or you just hate niggers. Now, which is it, boy? You too scared?
I just hate niggers.
And in that moment, he likes him. In that moment, he really likes him.
Yeah.
That's a great moment.
There's more in that scene where that was the trailer for it, where he's going, this place is one long count. The bulls count.
So good.
Can we find we count the hours, the bulls count us, the king bulls count the counts. He's like a guy from the islands or something. Paul Benjamin
He's island
is the
and theater.
fucking greatest.
Yes, he is.
God, I love Paul Benjamin. I want to hang out with him and just have him talk to me about anything.
You believe in everything he does. His characters.
That's not in there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the trailer, the official trailer. That's just what they would show on cable when I was. See if you can find see if Alcatraz the count.
He's got
only Clint Eastwood could deliver that line as well as he did. Yeah. Just not an ounce of anger in it.
It was the most loving scene.
Yes, it was.
That's like a 3-minute clip.
Yeah, forget it. Just zip through it, Adrian.
Could you imagine trying to have a scene like that now?
If they redid it, it would say something else. Or you just don't like killers.
Yeah.
I don't like killers.
Such a bunch of pussies.
He'll find it, and then we'll play it for the people.
Yeah, there it is.
Is this it right here?
I think so. It's just a cool moment.
Let's play it.
If it's it.
Play it from there. Let's see what happens.
No, that's...
No one's ever busted out.
This movie is
No one's
damn
ever
good.
made it.
Turn louder.
Everyone here has looked for a way out, but there ain't any.
Nah, forget it. It's too low. I don't know what the word is. It's going to watch a movie on TV.
Yeah, that's all right. If you find it, let us know.
Yeah.
Hey, before we take a break, I want to play this Pat Robertson thing. This Pat Robertson video.
What happened with Pat Robertson?
He's hateable.
Yeah.
He's hateable. He tells a friend of grieving mother that, I should just play this instead of give it away.
From Jane, who says, a coworker confronted me in the break room and said she can't believe in a God who let her baby of 3 years old die, suffering a long battle in and out of hospitals while he heals other children. She asked me, why did God allow my baby to die? I told her that I didn't know why her child died, but God sees the whole picture. We see only in part. What else can I say?
Well, what you have to understand, I think, in the Old Testament, it was like God's responsible for everything. He brings out the bad, he brings out the good, he's responsible for everything. More and more in the New Testament era, we have come to realize that human beings have an agency, they have responsibility. And a lot of things happen because of what humans do. Yeah. I mean, people die in hospitals because of medical malpractice. Somebody cuts the wrong thing and somebody dies. It happens all the time. A nurse gives a patient the wrong medicine. Well, you going to blame that on God? That's not God. That's people who are making mistakes. Now, as far as God's concerned, he knows the end from the beginning, and he sees a little baby. And that little baby could grow up to be Adolf Hitler. He could grow up to be Joseph Stalin. He could grow up to be some serial killer, or he could go up to die of a hideous disease. God sees all that. And for that life to be terminated while he's a baby, he's going to be with God forever in heaven. So that isn't a bad thing. So how could God do that? How could a good God let that happen? Well, the good God is going to take that baby to heaven right now, and that isn't a bad thing. All right.
First of all, what a childish outlook on life that is.
Yeah.
What a childish way to look at things.
It seems a little.
But that's what the grieving mom wants to hear. Well, he took my kid's life because he was going to be the next Hitler.
But I didn't find that out of line. People saying that was out of line for him to see a baby could have been Hitler. No, that was contextually for explaining God. That was perfectly acceptable what he said.
I can understand that part, but it was just so like elementary. His explanation of how things work.
I mean, Hitler was a baby at one point. If you said to Hitler's mother, "Your kid's a cunt, miss. I'd love to throw it in the river," she'd be like, "No, he's not. He's a painter."
Why? But then, using his logic, why didn't they take Hitler as a baby?
Exactly.
Because
what, God was not paying attention that day?
I don't know. Their logic just don't add up.
Stupid.
And plus,
that's stupid logic.
Would God take a baby Hitler straight to heaven?
So what?
Does baby Hitler deserve heaven? Even though you know what he did.
And what?
Some say adult Hitler did, but that's not my thinking.
God realized after he let Hitler slide that now we got to get rid of all the baby Hitlers.
Science. I can't defend that science.
It's silly goosishness. I couldn't say goosishness.
Goosishness.
Silly goosishness is hard to say.
Delavadova. Look at the baby Hitler pictures. Those are hilarious now. Let's not gloss over that.
Kind of cute.
With the little mustache. Little adorable.
I'm looking at the real one.
Nah, I like the ones with the mustache. Is that the real baby Hitler picture right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's quite delightful. He's a cool little Mo Howard hairdo.
Yeah, he does. He's like a little rascal.
Yeah, he was probably a big Stooges fan.
Is seeing the photo of Adolf Hitler as, what does that continue to say?
Hi, a baby.
As a baby, I know. Creepy, okay. Is it creepy to see Hitler as a baby?
No.
No, it's weird. Not at all.
No.
It's hot. It's like every other baby.
All right.
He's a good boy.
That's a pretty good photo for 1898 or whenever he was born.
1889.
89. I had it in reverse.
Look at his tusslable hair.
He was only 50?
Nah, he was younger in that picture.
That's 50 back then?
No, that's a baby.
When he died, he was 50?
Yeah. 1939, right?
Yeah.
That was 50 back then?
He didn't die in 39. Died in the 40s.
No, he died in 45.
What was the...
in 39 he died. Life would have been a lot better.
Yeah, why did they say 1889 to 1939? You're absolutely right. All right, whatever.
It's a mystery.
No, you're right.
Look at yay.
Maybe
Can't
it's all
get in
made
trouble
up.
for talking about molesting Hitler. Who's going to get mad at me? I could really get graphic with this one. But you was talking about having sex with a baby. It was Hitler.
No wrong in that, right? You can do that.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Take Hitler's side?
Oh, God.
Yeah, look at that. I'll have to pull his diapers off and stick it right in. Yeah, take that, baby. Hitler. It's Hitler. Oh, Mr. Hargis, that ain't funny to joke. Shut up. He killed 6 million people. So I can molest them.
Sure you can.
Sure, I could kiss his little lips. Yeah, put your right arm up. I'll show you. Grab this. Don't make that a hateful statement. Reach that little fist up and tug on my fun stick. Yeah, let me give you a little clear mustache. Let me rub this under your nose and give you a little clear mustache. It's Hitler.
Oh, okay.
It's okay to molest him. It's Hitler. Regular babies, you really gotta sidestep this joke, but not when it's Hitler. Yeah. You suck your toes. Muss his hair up.
Muss.
Yeah, that's it, baby. Get me a picture of Stalin. I ain't finished. I got a towering heart on. I don't care what they did as adults.
Oh, man.
We got Chyna coming in. I think we got to take a break before Chyna.
Oh, man.
She'll be in here in a few minutes, back from Tokyo, I guess.
Is that baby Stalin now?
No,
oh.
That's Country Joe McDonald.
We need to get a whole a gallery of all the worst people in the world, but all baby pictures.
I think that's as jerk-offable, too, as anything else. Only the worst people you can talk about on the radio. You can't do jokes about having sex with other youngsters, but boy, you show a picture of baby Hitler, you can do everything to every hole, and no one can stick up for him.
I'm more of a baby Mussolini kind of guy.
Oh, boy, would I have eaten his little asshole. I would have tongued it after a good green shit. I'm getting real dirty and graphic because it's Mussolini.
It's Mussolini. It's baby Mussolini.
He was a terrible person.
Yeah, awful. Just not a good guy.
Yeah, everything else I'm going to go, okie dokie. I'll just kind of allude to it.
Okay.
But you put up a picture of baby Hitler and you better strap in because it's time for Mr. Hargis to get graphic.
The answer, Hitler was put on this earth to kill the Jews. That once crucified Jesus Christ.
Ah, there you go. All right, cool. That's a logical reason.
Wow, Fred, and take responsibility for that there, Fred.
This is my theory.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ was crucified when? About 0035. Over 1,900 years. If it was 200 Jews that crucified Jesus Christ, how many people were accumulated over 1,900 years? Would you say about 6 million?
Well, yeah, for this point, I would.
Okay. Now, if God wanted to prove a point, wouldn't that be the perfect point to avenge the death of Jesus Christ by crucifying 6 million people?
No, it wouldn't.
Show his might?
No, not really. Because if God, hold on.
And the bloodline of the original Jews that crucified Jesus Christ.
Because if God thinks that way and waits till the 40s of 1904, if God holds a grudge for 1900 years and can't figure out a better way to do it, then he's a bit of a dope.
He's God. He could take care of the situation the day after.
Right away.
Why would he wait all those years?
Yeah, there would have just been 600. There would have just been 6 million miscarriages at the same time. A loud kerplunk was heard. And 12 million crying eyes. That's what would have happened if God was vengeful. It would have happened all at once, and that's how God makes a statement. Not waiting almost 2,000 years and then letting some guy do his dirty work. That'd make God kind of a shithead. Sir, comment?
Yeah, if he made the statement right away, people would have been like, oh, fuck, this shit might be real.
Right.
What this Jesus guy's been preaching us.
Do you really believe that, sir?
God kills everybody?
That's a theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, God kills everybody.
All right, Fred.
Maybe. Goodbye, Fred. Thank you.
Good. We killed God, sir.
Oh,
we
sir.
killed God.
All of this death. How about just a couple of laughs once in a while? That's all I'm asking for in this life. Just a smile every now and then, for Pete's sake.
Chyna here? Maybe. So why don't we take a break so we could set up for the Chyna interview?
See what she says about Tilly. Maybe she has an opinion about Till.
The Tilster.
Could she take her in a cage match?
Maybe she does.
And then we got a woman avoiding answering reporters' questions by putting cigarette out on her face.
What?
You haven't seen this video yet? It's terrific.
Oh, I love it. Wait.
It's terrific. But we're going to step aside. We got Sherrod Small playing comics at Foxwoods starting tomorrow night.
That's right.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Go get your tickets. Please support Sherrod Small.
Indeed.
You support Sherrod Small, you're supporting this radio show.
That's indeed. And God. And your parents. And this for your mother. It's for your mother, for God, your parents.
Do it for Tilly.
Do it for Tilly.
Do it for Tilly. All right? And Jimmy's got dates all over the place.
Borgata, July 10 and 11. If you want to come to Friday, Saturday, it's going to be a fun non-holiday weekend.
Come true.
Come down, party at the Borgata.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people for the show down there.
I appreciate your optimism.
No? You'll do fine.
Oh, I don't know. Don't seem like the kid is too sought after a commodity. I don't know, but it don't seem like the kid is what you call a destination, motherfucker.
It is a weird weekend.
I hope that's the excuse.
No, that's a strange weekend.
Yes, it is.
What, this weekend or next weekend?
July 10th through 10th and 11th.
Because it's right after a holiday?
Right after a holiday where that's where people, go and spend a lot of their money to get away for a long weekend. And then you expect people to now, July 10 and 11, go do it again.
Yeah, but
it's a weird weekend.
It is a weird weekend.
Jimmy, it's a weird weekend.
I hope so. No, actually, the shows are selling okay. I'm just being... One of them is selling really well, and one is selling
You'll be fine.
Yeah,
then.
I talked to the promoter. He's fine.
All right, good. Good to hear.
I'm just joshing. I was only joking.
We're going to do this, and then we're going to come back with Chyna.
Boom.
Wow, I didn't know she did that, Sam Roberts. Thank you. Wow. Chyna's going to be in studio in a few minutes, and Sam just turned us on to our last porno.
Whoa.
And it's her in a wrestling ring with 9 wrestlers.
Oh,
she did a bunch of pornos.
Jimmy.
I didn't know that.
She was in a gangbang porno.
Yeah.
Good for her, man.
9 wrestlers.
9 wrestlers, all looking like ex-wrestlers.
Like a fake Iron Sheik.
Fake Hulk Hogan.
Some dude in a clown suit. I don't know who that was, but...
Doink? Was that Doink the clown?
Probably the governor.
Or, which clown was that?
Doink.
It wasn't actually a wrestler.
But it wasn't imitating...
It was a knockoff of somebody.
Was it a knockoff?
I think it was an amalgamation. A few different characters.
And
all being portrayed as one. There was never a clown who used to jerk off in the ring.
Was that the last porno she did?
Huh?
Was that the last porno she did?
She did a set of like 3. She did like a wrestling porno, and she did a She-Hulk porno.
She-Hulk?
Yeah, like she did superhero pornos because she was the biggest muscular woman in porno. Because it was like real, like vivid pornography. Like
it's kind of sad if she didn't want to do it, but if she wanted to do it, that's hot.
Yeah, but I don't think she wanted to do it.
She-Hulk. Oh, she was doing up to 2013.
Can we get to the bottom of this?
Wait, 2013, and then supposedly she was in Tokyo for 4 years.
They got cameras in Tokyo.
Yeah, but when Barry Williams' guy called me, because the guy Anthony who represents Barry Williams also represents Chyna. This is how this came about. My phone was ringing. It was an LA number. Stupid me was getting excited, like I might have been getting something nice for myself.
Right.
And then it's Anthony who represents Barry Williams and now representing Chyna. Said Chyna went to Tokyo for 4 years. She's all clean. She had to go there to escape, and now she's coming back to the States for the first time. Would you like to talk to her? I said, sure, why not? But I didn't know that she was still making pornos 2 years ago.
It's hot.
Anthony made it sound like she, was there 4 years cleaning up her shit.
She probably filmed all 3 of them like one after the other, and then they released them sporadically.
Right.
Like I think she did the wrestler porno, the Avengers porno, and the She-Hulk porno one after the other.
Well, I got one night in China, another night in China, back door to China.
Those were just sex tapes.
Chyna is Queen of the Ring.
That's
Avengers, Triple X, a porn parody. She-Hulk, Triple X, a porn parody. And then the gangbang.
Those last 3,
that's a lot of porn.
The 9 wrestler gangbang.
Chyna's Queen of the Ring is one of the scenes
from 9 wrestlers gangbanging her.
Well, that's the scene, the 9 wrestlers gangbanging her.
Gotcha.
It was a real scene too.
It was quite a scene, huh?
Oh man, I had no idea.
Oh, they painted her in green for one of the pornos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's what porn loses me.
What?
Just a fun parody.
But it's She-Hulk. I don't want green.
Why? She's the She-Hulk.
Green would envy, right, Sammy?
Nope.
Where's Chyna? I thought she checked in.
I don't know.
Ryland.
Is she outside the studio?
I don't know. Roland seems to think she's on her way up. Could be anywhere from Midtown. There's like an 18-block radius that covers on their way up. She's on her way up. She's a baggage claim.
He always says she just checked in or he just checked in, and it turns out, that's just a lie. Why can't he just tell us he's running late?
He don't have the heart. He don't want to break you guys' heart.
No.
First of all, for somebody who's not a porn star, like 8 porns, that's a lot of porns.
Right. Well, people want to see the porns.
But if you don't blow up from the first one, it ain't happening, right?
They're in the elevator.
They're in the elevator?
Chyna's in the elevator.
Oh, that's what they just told you?
Yeah, I guess if you're in the porn business, if the first one does well, they go, all right, let's keep going.
I thought when you said Chyna's in the elevator, we was naming another one of her porn movies. Is it backdoor elevator?
Yes.
What kind of elevator we talking?
China goes down. Good for her. I think she's lovely.
Well,
I think she's great.
But I don't know if she wants to hear good for her, because I think she wants the world to know that she's doing it differently these days.
Maybe she is. People do porn and then they get out of it.
Right, she's the 9th wonder of the world.
I'm going to try to force her back in.
You are?
Force her back into the porn.
Yeah.
She can't say no to this delicious black cock. I'm going to pull it out in front of her.
I've heard that.
Thank you.
And she went out with Triple H, who's now basically running the WWE.
Correct.
Yeah.
Were they close to getting married or any of that shit?
I mean, they were in a very committed relationship.
Chyna!
That's Adrian. He works here.
Hey, that's my wife. She just came in. That ain't Chyna.
Really
Hello, Adrian.
That sounds a lot like Rocky.
Yeah.
He still got it, Jimmy.
Yep, right for the good impressions. And the really good lines, the clever lines.
Right.
Yeah, I was in a boxing fight.
Oh.
How long is this elevator ride?
Adrian.
Well,
you seen
she
the
is
movie
a
or
big
no?
girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an express elevator up to this floor, though.
She's heavier, though. She's about 250, so it's going to take some time.
250?
No, I'm just joking.
She's the 9th wonder of the
She's
world.
got to be 180, right?
She's a big lady.
She is a big lady.
She sure is a big lady.
The first female intercontinental champion, let's be honest.
What about that one, Don Morocco?
She could beat you.
I'm sure she can beat me.
You just want to get beaten.
But it's going to be worth the fight.
I don't want to get arm wrestled. I just want to get a finger put in my bottom.
The Playboy spread was okay, but Sam's saying it was all airbrush and that she's got pimples on her ass.
I don't mind that.
You don't mind a good pimple on the ass?
Nope. Because I don't offer
Which is overly
perfection.
red?
Yeah, from being spanked.
So you don't demand it. You don't offer it, so you don't demand it.
Not at all. A little pimple on the ass, straighten you right out.
Right, true.
Can you spank around that? Yep.
Yep.
Let's see him play this one.
That's right. I'll paddle that fanny, but not that. And I lie. I pop it. I remember a dominatrix one time was over my house, and she touched my cock, and I thought it was on fire, and I realized she had a fucking spiked glove on. That she would torture guys with that, but I'm not into cock torture, so I told her to please take that glove off.
What the hell? What?
It was almost they weren't razors, but they were little spikes. It really hurt. She just gently touched my cock with it.
What?
Did it make marks?
No, it was literally gently. I was like, ow!
But it hurt that much.
Oh boy!
It felt hot.
No, but no, not hot. I mean, like the same reaction to the pain.
Oh, right,
the pain.
right.
I'm just saying.
But
it was
how does it cause that much pain without leaving any marks?
And just touch your dick with something really sharp when you're not expecting to. It might not mark it, but it's just like
Jolt.
Yeah, exactly. That's it right there. Gloves, those gloves on Pinterest, whatever they are, on the other side, it really hurt. They were some sharp little spikies.
And you said, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't like sharp little spikies.
No, thank you.
But there are guys that like that. There are guys that like a girl to stand on their dick with high heels.
Yeah.
I am not one of those guys.
That's kind of shocking, though, Jimmy, that you're not one of those guys.
No, treat my penis, treat it with kid gloves.
Like the baby Hitler.
God. All right. Chyna's in the elevator still, I guess.
Yeah. She's so fucking big, she probably is the elevator, right, Sam?
No.
Get me on your show.
You chickened out. I tried to.
No, I didn't, you piece of garbage. I was in the lobbies till the next morning.
No, you weren't.
No, you was running late with a break.
I'm more concentrating on the bear hug she gave Marlena in '96. All this porno stuff is besides the point.
Marlena.
You don't give a turkey about it.
No, I do not.
You
No.
just want to talk wrestling? Are you
That's
sitting in for the Chyna interview?
You might. Well, what else are you doing?
You're a wrestling guy.
I will if you want. Oh, why did you do that, Jim?
It all wrestles.
What do you
Jim
do?
just stroked me with the back of his hand after he said that.
I just touched my nail like this.
Stop it.
He's shy. Sherrod's not shy.
Feels nice.
Because Sherrod's a man. He understands that he doesn't have to worry about his sexual. Gotcha, again.
Stop doing that.
Wow, that's making
Jimmy
me
has
flinch.
a good touch. He has a real good touch.
He gets flirty, though, and it's creepy.
So what, Sam? Let him do it. He's the boss.
Exactly. Sherrod's not threatened by that. Why? You know what it is? Whenever I flirt, Sam gets a little stirring in his underpants. A little something. What's up?
A little quick blood rush.
Yeah, what happens is Sam, like, I'll flirt with Sam a little bit, and all of a sudden something in his underpants goes, what's happening? Nothing.
Takes a peek?
Yeah, it takes a little peek.
Takes a little sniff and a peek.
Oh, that's what that's supposed to feel like.
She's doing the reconstruction of China. It's a documentary that she's looking for a Kickstarter funding on.
Yeah.
Chyna Laurer on Twitter.
She just wants to raise $10,000. That's it.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
And what is it going to be? Like how she's getting it all together again?
That's right.
All right.
I'll tell you one thing she's not doing, getting to the old radio show.
All right,
I see she comes.
I see Chyna. I see
see
Barry Williams, representative.
How do you know what he looked like?
Because we go way back. We used to drink martinis at Barry Williams' house in Beverly Hills.
And he used to be like, let me tell you something about Greg Brady. Fuck Greg Brady.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was Brady Bunch money, and then it turned out that Barry was married to an international banker, and it was her house.
Yeah. Is he really?
International banker.
Oh, was. She smartened up and left him, huh?
Was.
Yep. Yes, apparently there was flirting with Mike Lookinland.
Yes, she's waving at
Mike
us.
Lookinland.
Come on in, Chyna. Anthony, what's up?
You are.
Hello, sir.
How are you, buddy?
There we go.
Really appreciate it.
Hello, how are you?
Chyna's back.
He remembers you.
Oh, my. Hello.
Jimmy's been very excited to see you today,
Yes,
there, Chyna. We all have.
Definitely.
We're all excited to see Chyna.
Well, maybe we can go on that date now, Jimmy.
I think it's about time. I was hoping for a 4-year break so I could do a little lifting. I think now it's about time.
I have to really think about our possible relationship, you know?
I forgot.
Yeah.
It got close 4 years ago.
Yeah, but I was heavier then. I think that Chyna said, get yourself in shape. I'm going to go overseas, and I'll come back, and we'll see how things are. And then here we are together.
Finally.
Yeah.
Anthony calls me the other day, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. Where the hell has Chyna been? You went away for, 4 years? Not away as in the joint, but you had to get out of the States.
Well, it was certainly different. Yeah, I went to Japan. So...
Chyna went to Japan.
Why did you go to Japan? What was going on where you finally said, oh my God, I got to get out of here?
Just complete, total chaos.
Yeah.
And I just was running my head against a brick wall.
Yeah.
And, a lot of misconception and...
Was it the drugs? Was it the porno? What was going on?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't any of that. I think it was everything that happened in the wrestling world, and then going into kind of this new, I don't know, like media bubble, digital time, or there was a lot of something that was new to me. So I felt like I was like really misconceived in the public eye, and like. I wasn't remembered for like all the great things I did in wrestling, but like I'd become this monster, without, to me doing anything wrong. Like, I never hurt anybody. I never like did anything illegal. I've never like done anything. So,
Yes.
but I did it, and I was like, what's the problem here? So
you're getting a lot of hate? Is that what you're getting at?
yeah, I was getting a lot of hate, and
What were they hating on you about?
well, that's a good question. I mean, there's,
Thank you, Chyna. Thank you.
He
is a pro.
Thank you, Chyna.
I can't, that was basically the problem. I really couldn't think of why, and it was really taking its toll on me. So
But isn't that social media in general? It seems that's why people are on there for the most part, just to hate on everything.
Well, yeah, and then, I wasn't getting the answers that I needed from everything that's happened, from, why they let me go at the WWE, and then every day I would have to listen to this stuff.
Well, that had something to do with Triple H, right, Sammy?
I don't know.
Sammy's got the inside scoop.
I wasn't there either.
But whatever
Why do you
it
think?
has to,
Why do you think they let you go from the WWE?
because of the affair with Stephanie.
Wait,
Sammy, I told you.
You did say that.
Wait,
You
what?
had an affair with Stephanie? That's phenomenal.
Well, and it's funny that you say that though, Jimmy, because like even 15 years later, like I still forget, like I'm like, don't people just really know like why they still say this stuff? And I have to remind myself that
You got fucked.
there's a whole new generation, and like maybe people don't know, and then that's why there's been this misconception of what's been going on outside of the wrestling world, you know. I don't think.
Well, let's break
really
it down,
do
though.
know the
So,
story.
you and Triple H were close, and then he had an affair with Stephanie McMahon, the boss's daughter.
Oh, we were more than close. Yeah,
You
No,
dated
I know.
for 4 years, right?
for 5 years.
5 years.
You were extremely close.
Yeah, we're engaged, had a house together.
So in the end, you got fucked because now Triple H, you know, is going out with the boss's daughter, so that there's no place for China. That just makes it awkward for everybody.
Oh.
Well, and that was
it
just
wasn't
the
right,
beginning.
but that's what happened. Though.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yes,
Really?
Most
No,
of us
I-
know this.
I'm caught up in black people stuff.
Yes, he was locked up.
Because when they let you go, you still had heat and all that.
Well, it was literally pulled the rug out from underneath me because I went from like, you know, this $1 billion commodity, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in this business, just like on the street, you know, nothing. And I wasn't like I was making like what the guys were making. Like I had this future and I was set, you know, I still had to work and I was still under contract and they were giving me trouble with the name and the likeness and
What was the
not
reason-
to mention just the pain
Yeah.
of everything.
No, we'll get there. But what was the reason they gave you that, you know, they let you go?
They never gave me a reason.
That's some shady shit.
There was never a reason.
Your contract happened to be up, and they decided, well, we're not going to renew this.
There was never a reason. The last thing Vince said to me was blood was thicker than water, and that he'd be in touch with me. And then
You
the
got
following week, I went home. I was sitting in a Jerry's Deli eating lunch, and a fax mysteriously went to Jerry's Deli, and it was from the WWE, and they said they wouldn't be needing me anymore.
What?
But
After what you gave them.
To Jerry's
And that
Deli?
was
How
it.
do you get a fax to Jerry's Deli?
And how did they know you were there? That's
Exactly.
creepy shit.
Well, let me ask you. You said at one point that Triple H hit you, and he said he didn't. Did you say that before or after the facts? Like, were you saying that before you left wrestling, and maybe was that one of the reasons? They're like, oh, she's stirring up too much trouble, or did you allow that to be known after?
no, I just recently let that be known
Oh,
because
okay.
you know the reality of it is that I had a great relationship with Hunter. I was in love with him very much, you know, and near the end of the relationship, you know, when I didn't know that they were having this year affair going on, you know. It was troubled. It was troubled at work, and it was troubled in our personal relationship. So, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I was just sticking by my man, you know. But when all was said and done, when they let me go, I decided at that moment that I was in a serious situation, and that the fans weren't going to know what was going on, and that I couldn't go out there like. Well, I wasn't capable mentally to go out there and fight. I didn't want to fight, you know, and I knew what I was up against. So I just figured I would take the high road and just never say anything, you know.
How did you
And
find out that? Sorry,
that and Lou people would see that, and Lou would, you know, allow me to make a lateral move into something else.
How'd you
whatever.
find out he was cheating? How'd you catch him?
I found a note, actually. Yeah, I found a note.
Like a written note?
A written note.
What did it say?
From Stephanie from Date of the Year, like tucked away in his briefcase.
What did the note say?
What was in the note?
Just a note from her saying, you know, how much she loved him, and she was on the airplane or something, writing him a love note, and the date was dated like a year beforehand, so that's how I knew.
Now, was she
And
wrestling
that was
back
my
then?
only proof, because I was at that point, I was finally getting ready to say, okay, I got to leave the relationship after
Right.
this incident happened, because that's kind of a deal breaker for me,
Yeah.
you know? And then, but I knew, like, when I was leaving, that there was just something that wasn't right, so I did the old Snoop Doop.
Women.
Yep. And I did it good. I mean, I cleaned out the entire house, and I found, you know, the proof.
Just the notes, the only proof you found?
You found other stuff.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know anybody that's gone through a similar situation, but I mean, the normal thing to do is you can ask and hope that somebody's going to be honest with you. Because look, I get it. People meet other people, or they might, you know, find their soulmate. I don't know. You know what I mean? It happens, but can't stop love. I could have dealt with that. Really, honestly, I could have dealt with that. But when you try to make the other person miserable or make them feel crazy or try to make them look bad or whatever.
That's evil.
It just adds insult to injury for the whole thing. But yeah, you know, it wasn't like he hit me, like beat me, you know, like it wasn't like he did that, but that incident did happen, and that was the deal breaker.
How did you confront him with the note? Did you say I found something, or did you ask?
But I never really wanted to talk about it, you know, because I really, you know, I was in love with Hunter, and we had a good relationship, and you know, but things to follow that made me feel like I had to say something because I deserve to say the truth. If you're like talking about, you know. If you're talking about me a certain way and the whole situation, then, you know, let's get real here. If you want to get real, let's address it.
Wow.
The behind the back shit is the dirty part.
Yeah.
Like for a whole year, you work with these people too, and you got a CD.
Everyone knows.
Was
probably,
Stephanie wrestling back then? No, back then, no.
She was being.
Because she's wrestling now, right?
She's being chained to the boiler,
idea.
I think, probably. Right?
She was.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that when she was storyline married to Triple H? Like
Right.
storyline.
Yeah.
Right. So she's married to this dude for the story.
What?
But here's the thing,
But some
that was
shit was
all
going
really
down.
happening.
Dirty.
So
Right.
like, I was just like, you know, am I stressing my man? Am I stressing Hunter out because he's like, you know, moving up in the biz, and you know, I don't want to be that nag, like, you know, but it was just really weird to me. I gotta ask, you know, it just seems too real. You know, why aren't you taking the wedding rings off? And you know, why are you spending so much time together? You know, and you know, why are you being such a grump-a-dump to me? And
he'd be like, we're not taking the rings off because we're trying to make the fans believe it. That's all. We're just
And then, you know, then we'll go back to you're crazy, you know, I'm really stressed right now, and don't be doing this at a time like this. And I wasn't gonna, you know, so.
Well, now he's pretty much running it. He's pretty much running the show.
If he would have been honest with me, or they, you know, would have been honest with me, I think it could have been handled so much differently. But the fact that it wasn't, just, you know,
dirty.
It made complete chaos.
It's like she stole your life. Like she tried to steal your identity. As his wife and as a wrestler. I see her on Divas wrestling. I'm like, what's this bitch doing out the front office? Get back to the office, fucking boss's daughter. Fuck you out here in the leotard.
Listen, that started the downward spiral, really. Your life really changed drastically. You're in Jerry's Deli getting the facts.
Right, and you know, and like I said, I didn't really want to talk about it. I assumed that, you know, I would just deal with the heartache of the breakup and make a lateral move. So I went knocking on doors in Hollywood, and I thought, oh, I'll get a sitcom or I'll get another show. But then they made that like, oh, then all this stuff came out like, oh, Chyna just wanted all this serious amount of money, and she thought she was bigger than the business, and which wouldn't have mattered anyway, any of that. But the fact that that's what was being said, and that started all the misconceptions, and I knew that was going to make like the fans turn against me, you know, in a way. And so I was like, oh, I'm in a tough spot. And then nobody could really hire me in the Hollywood world because they were like, well, why is she gone all of a sudden? Nobody was addressing it. And then I had all the troubles with my name and the likeness and all that stuff.
They took your name away.
So nobody could hire me.
She wasn't allowed to use China after they fired her.
What? Relentless.
Yeah. I think it changed it to China Doll for a little while or something like that.
Yeah, I tried. I mean, I tried everything.
You tried everything just to
court for 7 years after. Yeah.
What, Anthony?
She's legally China.
Legally China.
So legally to China.
Oh, so now you could use China again.
It's legal.
Nice.
Right.
That's why she can use it. Because it's her legal name.
I gotcha.
But yeah.
All right. I gotcha.
But it was like every day being dragged behind a car, honestly. Like, it was just like.
And you couldn't get anything else going.
Too much, you know.
Because then you started doing reality shows, and then you slid into some porno for a while.
Yeah, did you do the porn because, like, you know, hey, I'm dirty and I kind of like doing it, or was it a desperate thing, or what? Why did? Because some people do it for the right reasons and some do it for the wrong reasons.
Well, here, let me preface by saying that my view of porn was always like, I had never watched a porn before, ever. And
opposite of me.
Yeah.
Well, porn's a big business, you know, and I never judged. And a lot of my friends that I met, you know, a couple porn stars, and I never judged the person or people doing the porn because porn's business, and like, you know, what's a big deal, really? Right. I mean, honestly, you know. But I didn't want to do porn, you know, and I certainly didn't want to be violated. And, you know, when you pull out a tape with somebody and you think, oh, it's fun or it's silly or whatever, you know, that's one thing. But then when that person goes to the country of China and makes a deal for a porno and then violates you sexually, you know, financially, and just like when they do that to you, that's so violating.
To break that down, we're talking about X-Pac now.
Yeah, it was the worst thing that ever happened.
And you guys filmed you filmed yourselves having sex, no intention, as far as you're concerned, of anyone else seeing this ever. Yeah. And then he turned around and he fucked you too.
How is that legal though? Because whenever you do something, you have to have releases signed by the actor. It's like anything you shoot. Like they're filming us now. The first thing they're going to do at the end is, could you sign a release? You have to have a release.
But also the kicker is that when I got with Sean, you know, like in my mind, like he was just like the knight in shining armor that knocked on my door when nobody else would and said like, oh, Chyna, I couldn't take what was happening to you. It was pulling on my heartstrings. So, you know, it was like instantly like, oh my gosh.
Did you fall for him?
Like, yeah, of course. Yeah. Instantly. It was like what I needed. So
whenever a guy says heartstrings, don't believe him. It's not the way we talk.
The whole time I wasn't thinking about the fact that was part of the clique. You know, that was one of Hunter's best buds, right? So.
What?
I don't know. It's just stupid, you know.
Do you feel like that was some kind of setup too?
Yes, I do.
Dirty your name?
Yeah. Then again, why would Triple H want that, though? You wouldn't want your ex to be having sex on film with somebody else, would you?
Yeah, but why would my name be tarnished when this guy's still on TV and still with his buddies and still backed by the WWE and I'm not, you know?
Oh, double standard.
So you're...
And nothing said about that, right? I'm made out to be like this monster or something for having the worst possible thing I could think of ever happen.
Are you saying that he had bad intentions the whole time, or was he actually into you for a while and then something changed in his head?
Well, I think it was me that needed, you know, somebody to show up and save the day, you know, and so...
But
happened really quick. Happened really quick. Like within a few weeks, we were engaged.
What?
But then that's when I started noticing, like, it happened so quick. That's when I started noticing, like, a lot of the drugs and, like, a lot of the crazy stuff, thinking, like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Now I'm getting into another situation. How do I deal with this? You know? So it was like spiraling, and I was like, I just don't know. I didn't know how to handle it.
But the question is, you now have time to look back. Do you feel like he ever was in love with you?
No.
Okay. Wow.
He was a user. He was using you.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I don't think he was in love with me. Maybe with a couple of the other guys. I don't know.
Oh, shots fired.
Uh-oh. Why do you say that?
Because he likes cock.
People do crazy things.
Well,
when
it doesn't make
drugs.
someone gay. Trust me.
People do crazy things for drugs.
People do crazy things for drugs.
Yes.
So, are you saying that you?
Oh, I'm here.
You have some assumptions.
Yeah. What do you?
Yes,
what do
I
you,
have some assumptions.
What do you assume, or what do you think?
There was just, I don't know, there was some, I don't know if it was the drugs or that too, but, you know, because to be honest with you, I was so naive. I was not ready for that type of exposure or behavior or what was happening. So, and that's another thing. That was another thing on top of all of that. So it was all this stuff happening. And I just was like, where the F am I? What is happening? Because it was you know, I didn't know how people acted on all these drugs, but the kitchen sink, and you don't know what to do when that stuff is happening, and you don't have the support or know how to get help. And
when did you get into drugs?
I never had a problem with the drugs.
No.
If anything, that made me, you know,
stay away.
But you know, in the wrestling, I would hear about the stories, but I was never exposed to that because Hunter was never into the drug scene, and we were like clean.
Even the steroids?
Well, I don't know. It's not my business, you know.
That means yes.
Triple H. The guys were doing steroids.
They have to be.
That was pretty obvious to everyone.
When you did the other porn films after, how long of a break was it after that first one, and what made you do it? I'm not saying it's wrong. Believe me, I'm not judging it. I'm a fan.
So what happened was that
I like it.
I was like a mental mess from it all, and I was kind of like trying to smile, but I was like breaking down, and I was just a freaking mess, right, and everything. And then, so finally, like 5 years later or 6 years later, I tried to sue. I tried to contact some lawyers to sue, but I didn't really want to. Like, I figured if I kind of ignored it, that it would go away, you know. But then, obviously, you know, that had a serious effect on me. But I didn't want to acknowledge it. So it was like, what do I do? You know, am I going to be in this forever if I sue or try to stand up against it? Or am I mentally capable, which I wasn't at the time. And so by the time I felt like I was ready to try to sue, the statute of limitations had been up, and so I couldn't do anything. So then there were, you know, there's some guys that I was dating in between, you know, nothing at all serious. But so this one guy that I was hanging out with had called Vivid behind my back and said, I'm going to do the same, you know, I can get Chyna, you know?
What?
So I dumped the guy, like, it wasn't that long, you know, maybe like, I don't know, a week or two, but he was looking to cash in on me, doing the same thing. And then, once he was out of the picture, I got a return phone call from Vivid, which I had never made. And I was like, okay, I really got to address this porn thing. So I decided to face it and go in with like the top of the top, you know, Vivid. And I decided to talk about
possibly doing it.
No, to talk about it. Just talk about the whole situation of everything that happened with somebody from that, you know, with Stephen Hirsch, you know, top of the business, that could talk about it with me,
right?
You know, and I then decided that the best way to remove the other tape, even get myself back in, like, you know, I thought like maybe I would never have sex again until I was like 80, you know, like just mentally I was just like really messed up from the whole thing. And I thought, well, you know, what's wrong with it if I do it in a sexy, safe environment and I do it with the top of the line? And what's wrong with it doing it this way where I have control and they're going to make me feel beautiful and I'll get back on the bandwagon, get some action, and, you know, maybe mentally, like, couldn't go any worse, you know? Couldn't be any worse.
How is the money?
Company. I would have liked to have gotten paid more after that. But that being said, it wouldn't have been my first choice off the bus, you know? But after the other tape, it did serve its purpose.
Did you, when you, the reason I'm asking is,
and they treated me very well.
Did you think there'd be more money in it, like on back end or something like that? Or did you kind of know what it was, or were you under the illusion it would be different?
Well, I still get some money from the back end, no pun intended. You know, but, you know, it's just awkward because, you know, it's not really like now I'm like, it wasn't like, oh, hey, go buy this X tape. You know, that was hard too. You know, the whole thing was very awkward, but it was like, hey, you want some porno? Yeah, everybody wants a porno. Let's stop with here's your porno, okay? The front door, the back door, the side door, whatever door, you know.
Did it make you feel good to do it, or did it make you sad while you were doing it?
No, it didn't make me sad. It was like an experience, actually.
Cool.
And there was only one illegal tape, right? Not two. So X-Pac was the only tape that he snuck.
Right.
To everybody? Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to keep it clear. All
right. You did a scene with, like, what was it, 8 guys or 9 guys? How was that?
The 9 wrestling.
I haven't seen it, but I mean, was it?
We were watching it right before you came in, just to, you know, just to get ready for the interview.
Because
so honestly, I have to tell you, the whole experience was really great.
I believe
it. The only thing that I had a problem with
the Iron Sheik, the fake Iron Sheik dude.
Yeah, he didn't look believable.
I'll tell you, the only thing that I felt at that point with Vivid was that I had been so broken down that I didn't feel beautiful enough to be in that position. I keep like, no pun intended again, but, you know, no, it's like I didn't feel like, you know, this glamorous, beautiful porn star, but the whole thing was awesome. Vivid was awesome.
That's
if you're going
great.
to do it, go big and go home, right?
It looked great. I didn't make it through the whole thing yet, but I will.
Well, we only had a
spilled all over
4-minute
myself.
commercial break.
I
was
didn't
done
watch
halfway.
it. I can't. I don't want to watch it.
You never watched it?
No.
You want to watch it with
I
us?
don't
Dim the
watch
lights.
more-
Dim the lights.
No, but I don't want to see it. I just want to take the experience with me, and
I know. I hate hearing my own voice, so I get it.
Like during sex?
I get it. I hate hearing my own voice when I'm not here.
Screaming stop during sex.
Our relationship won't be based on that, though. Our relationship will be based on fine meals out.
and sex.
And sex.
Yeah, of course. But, that's what you think happens before the meal. But there'll be no filming of it.
Depends how good you are, where you're going to go eat.
Earn that meal.
If we pull into a Shake Shack, you'll know there were some problems.
Probably should try a little harder.
Yes, I'm
they're
too nervous to
terrific
have
burgers,
sex
though.
with
Great.
I've heard they're delicious. I've heard nothing but rave reviews, guys, in case they sponsor.
The lines around the block for those burgers.
You never had
are
a Shake Shack
terrific.
burger?
No, so two
you're
girls are
missing
trying to get
out.
me to go, but I'm trying to work on my
Shake
physique.
Shack. I've never had a Shake
It's like
Shack.
a McDonald's, but a better, higher end, supposed to
Way
be better
better.
food.
They got great shakes.
Great shakes.
We'll go.
Great milkshakes.
Great
Well,
fries.
I'm
too. I like
vegan
the
now,
fries.
you know.
Are you?
Yes.
What are you, Beyonce? Why are you a vegan?
Well, so after the whole wrestling thing and everything, I decided that I was just going to change my look. And so I did kind of like everything opposite, you know?
Right.
And then I went vegetarian. I started doing yoga. And then when I was wrestling in Japan, it wasn't like a weightlifting thing. It was more like grappling and like 10 hours of training.
Who were you wrestling in Japan? Like other Americans or Japanese girls?
No, Japanese guy.
Oh my God, this is
Yes.
getting hotter. Then what?
So yeah, after the wrestling, Antonio Inoki, who is really big in the, well, not just the wrestling world, but he's really big in Japan. And
Is he half Japanese?
he was born in Brazil.
I know Antonio.
Yeah.
Antonio, Japanese dude.
Yeah, no surprise.
He did a match with Ali.
There you go. Oh, he's the guy who did the alley. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully not recently. That's
Yeah,
unfair.
2 weeks ago.
I think
Yeah, he's in politics
he
now.
spent the whole time on his back. Yeah, I remember.
Because it turned into a shoot, and so he was like, all right,
Yeah, it
I
was
got
a
to defend
bust.
myself.
The whole thing was a bust.
Yeah.
I just got to go back. So you did reality shows and stuff, and it really looked like you had, some issues with drugs and alcohol, and you're saying that really wasn't the case?
Well, look, you got to understand that when, like, for Surreal Life, for example.
Right.
Surreal Life was like a sanctuary for me because I was being beaten, choked, robbed, cars were crashing, checks were flying, cops were being called, drinks were being drugged. I ran to Surreal Life.
Wait, drinks were being drugged? What do you mean?
Cosby.
Yeah.
Your drink got drugged?
Like, my drinking wasn't to a point where things like that happened should have been happening. Let's just put it that way.
So you think someone spiked your drinks?
I know someone spiked my drink, but
who? Who spiked your drink? That should be said, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be anybody. All those shady wrestlers.
Well, let's just say this. Where were
there
you?
was one shady wrestler.
Where were
There was
you when
one
it-
shady wrestler.
Where were you when it got spiked?
I think I know who it is.
In my house.
You were in your house. Was this person you were dating or no?
Yes.
Oh, you were dating them and they spiked
Superfly
the drink.
Snooker? Was it Snooker? Don't ever leave your drink around Snooker.
Just tell me it wasn't Bob Backlund. He didn't walk a roofie in there, did he?
Like, here's a lesson, guys. Here's a lesson, people. I'm always kind of like, whatever. When people do certain things, whatever, it's none of my business as long as they can handle their business. And especially with the wrestlers, too, because, listen, people have issues, If I know a lot of guys that are hurting, beyond belief, you can imagine, the pain they go through, and everybody has issues. So I would just mind my business, but you see things and hear things, and you never think that's going to be, used against you, or you hear stories, people laughing but you just laugh along, kind of think, well, that's not going to happen to me. But then looking back, you put the pieces all together.
Wait, are you saying that were you date raped?
I don't think I was date raped. I think that there were moments of blacking out or missing a couple days on end.
Ooh.
With what first drink, first sip, and waking up and thinking,
But it was someone you were
something's
dating.
wrong. Yes.
Why would they drug your drink? I'm not saying they wouldn't, but why would they drug your drink if you were dating and in a relationship and you were sexual? No, I mean, I'm just curious as to why.
Well, because that way you could call the police and say that, you know, I was like crazy or like beating on him or that I was doing all this stuff.
And you don't recall
clearly
anything.
In that case, you wouldn't even be capable to do any of those things.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was a mess. And so,
Which wrestler were we talking about?
What?
Which wrestler were you dating? The same one?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
think so.
Yeah.
Have you talked to X-Pac about this stuff, Sammy?
Have I? Yeah.
And what's his side of this?
Well, he was literally just saying that he thought that he had mended bridges with you because he talked to somebody online, I think pretending to be you. And he just kind of realized that wasn't you. But, you know, I mean.
You ever heard that? No.
Unless that was you, I don't know.
Really?
That's what he said to me.
After all that, you're going to make amends with me on a Twitter account that you don't know is me? And then you're going to question me?
Oh, man.
So was that a gift? Was that just a gift?
But I know you talked to X-Pac. What does he say about some of these things?
When he talks about the stories, I mean, he doesn't cover up his drug use ever at all. He doesn't try to make it. But he does, when he tells the stories, he makes it seem more like it was a two-way street. And that, you know, you guys were doing stuff together, and that the tape that came out was something that you agreed on. He said you got paid up front for, and that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't so much happening to you as it was, you know, maybe you're in a vulnerable state because you're both partying and using drugs, but that he didn't feel like he was taking advantage of you, and that he thought you were in love. That's what he said.
We have a surprise. He's here. Can we bring him in?
Yeah, bring him in.
So he's saying that you weren't a victim, you were a volunteer, kind of.
Clearly not.
You were not paid up front for the tape.
Clearly, it was not a volunteer.
You have. I wanted to ask you too. You have cuts on your arms. Was that from the wrestling days, or was that like from you being depressed?
That was from. This started right after the tape. That whole
cuts?
situation.
Yeah.
And
they're all
Sean
up and down
Waltman.
both your arms.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if it was like that wrestling thing where wrestlers roll.
So you know, this is the time, and you know, after all of that, which led me to Japan. You know, it's the first time I've been able to talk about it. Now, really, realistically.
So tell me what was happening with the cuts? Because they were obviously not suicide attempts. They were just moments of anger, or
No,
to feel.
No, they were suicide attempts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
You better cut that shit out.
I literally had it physically, mentally, financially. I was done.
Oh, they're inside. I didn't know they were inside the wrist too.
Yeah.
They're all over. They're inside, and they're outside, up and down the. So what were you doing? A bunch of them at once?
Did them all at once.
All of them at once?
Yep.
That was all one day. What did you use?
A hell of a day.
What did you use?
Yep. I used a kitchen butcher knife.
And what was happening in the moment before you did it?
It was Christmas, and I had just. It was year after year after year of just all of this, and I just thought, this is just
too much.
I couldn't take it anymore, and I made a phone call to somebody I thought would listen in my family and like just give me something, like, you know, little something, and that didn't happen, and I just said, F it.
Why didn't it happen?
They didn't give her the.
Well, were they not there, or did they just not tell you what you wanted to hear or needed to hear?
No, it was my sister. And so I was calling her like every Christmas to try and, you know, where's the family? Where's the love? Where's the friends? You know, where is everybody? Like, why am I, you know, somebody give me something. And so I would call my sister like every Christmas. And then just that Christmas, I had it.
And what'd she say when you called her?
She hung up and instead asked me if I was looking for money. She didn't have any money.
Whoa.
After she'd taken most of mine, you know. And then, yeah, so it was just like rock bottom, you know. And then, of course, you know, it was like I was a monster, you know. So there was like no way out of it for me.
So you cut yourself in a suicide attempt. And what happened? Like right after that, the next day, did you wake up the next morning, or did you stop it, or what? How did it not end up with you killing yourself?
Well, they put me in the mental ward.
How'd they know you had done it?
Well, it was kind of obvious.
No. I mean, did you call somebody, or did somebody see you the next day, or were there?
Oh, so I ran out in the street, and thinking that somebody would call the police when I wasn't, when I was getting up, I was still up. So obviously this hadn't worked, and I ran out in the middle of the street thinking that the cops would come and that they would shoot me. That was my thinking.
Sounds like me when I leave the house every day.
That's what the rest of us are hoping. And so they didn't obviously shoot you. They put you in a mental ward for how long?
Yes, for 1 month.
They committed you.
They committed me, and then I knew that was like the slap, the reality check that turned everything around.
That was a good thing.
Yep. And one day, and I was like, oh. I'm girl interrupted right now. I'm like, this is for real.
Well, that's excellent though. At least it put you on the right track to deal with the shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we've been on the, on the upswing ever since.
And that was in California when this happened? Where was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm distracted.
Sam, watch out.
I'm distracted because X-Pac's been writing me.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what he wrote
Yeah,
here.
and then I removed myself and went to Japan.
Right.
Hold on, I just want to get X-Pac is writing right this second on Twitter.
Is it his real Twitter?
The real X-Pac.
Yeah, how do you know?
He's writing me. He says, I can't hear what's being said, but someone told me what Joanie is saying concerning the tape.
Her name is Chyna, first of all, jerk.
At Luxury Fred has the $100K cashed. Check for her advance from Red Light District and the contract signed by her. The lying needs to end. Focus on the future. What makes me feel foolish and sad is that this dingleberry, sorry, I refer to you as a dingleberry.
Oh, that's me.
Catfishes me into thinking it was her and thought we buried the hatchet. So.
Oh, he's talking about the fake Chyna is the dingleberry.
Oh, the fake Chyna.
For the record, the real Chyna is not the dingleberry.
So we have to address it just because he's saying that.
Yeah.
He's saying there's a signed red light contract.
Okay, but wait. Is that really for real?
Is that really him?
Yeah,
that's really him.
That's him.
He
And
said
that's
that,
what
yeah.
he says.
Yes.
He's worried about the dingleberry.
No, he's upset about the dingleberry tricking him, and
that's the other Chyna.
And he's saying that you cashed a check for an advance from Red Light for the tape.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the record, we gave him the hotline, but he hasn't called, so.
Who took the tape
himself.
to Red Line in the first place?
Red Light, yeah.
Red Light.
Red Light.
Probably him.
He did?
Yeah, I didn't.
So there's no contract with your name on it?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
any
you
of it.
didn't sign it. Did you sign a contract for Red Light?
I had signed, I was trying to do, when we started doing video, I was trying to do my own reality show type of thing because I remember at that time Britney Spears was doing her Chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, well, I'm not getting any work. I'm not doing anything. I'll just do my own thing, which I don't do anymore because see how that ended up. But that was my line of thinking. So to shop the fun tapes around or funny stuff, I had signed, from what I understood, a release to shop things around.
Right,
shop
not
tapes.
to sign anything.
So did you know that this tape was part of that?
Release.
Because this was something, if you're shopping around videos that you're making and then you shoot this, did you understand that this was part of what was just being shopped around?
No, because when we were taping, there were other things that happened on tape that I realized what was happening, but I was just kind of type of thing, If that makes sense, if I'm explaining myself.
But when you had sex on...
I then knew after the fact that he had obviously made some other deal for content of what was being shopped around. Do you know what I'm saying?
I see what
but
you're
I don't
saying.
know anything about details of that because I wasn't going to do porn tape.
He said you got paid $100,000.
I didn't get paid $100,000. I didn't get paid anything.
I think he's saying he could prove that, though. That's what he was writing me on Twitter.
Yeah.
But how
well, he
is it
can
going to
prove it. I
say?
can't. So prove it.
Is it going to be a check that says, "Hey, $100,000 for porn"?
Right.
It will be from Red Light District,
but it could be for any video that she does other shit.
But there's also circumstantial facts, and like if there was a check to you from, I don't care either way. If there was a check to you for $100,000 from Red Light, everybody knows what it is, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's saying
the red light district is the red light district.
Yeah.
Really? Tell it the TLC.
Yeah, but see, and that's my whole issue with this. Like, we're talking about details, like, and I don't even know, like, I don't even know anything. Like, it's still very confusing. But basically what I'm saying is that there's this much confusion after how many years?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a problem on my end with all of this.
Is it part of it that you feel like, and it's human, like you're in a relationship, you figure you're going to do this thing together. Fuck it, I'll get back at him. I'll make this tape, and he can't stop me from empowering myself. And then the relationship goes bad, or you don't make what you could have made on it. And
I never wanted to do the tape.
Okay.
So
you never wanted to do the porn tape. But
no, I couldn't.
The original one.
I couldn't get past that. And I still can't get past. Well, I have gotten past that. Yeah, I've gotten past that. But I still have felt the need to address it on my terms without making me look like wanting to do this,
I got to interrupt because Sean is pissed off.
Just tell him to call in.
Everyone's told him to
Sean,
call
just
in.
call in.
He's got the 3 different people have told him to call in. I would love him on the show right now. Do we have his number? Call him and
I have his number somewhere.
He just wrote, we both took quite a few pharmaceuticals that night. No one had a slip or anything. I'm not fond of
Which
false...
night is he talking about?
I'm guessing the tape night.
But he's got to get his side out.
What tape night was that? There was
he goes,
lots of tape nights. Yeah.
Oh.
He goes, I'm not fond of falsely being accused of rape.
Rape?
Well, that's what the with the oh, is that who you? Oh, I didn't even know who you meant with the is that who you're referring to with the drug? Well, just wait till he calls in.
Yeah, well, we're trying, so I mean,
or get him on the phone.
I call it the rape tape because he did certain things to me that were on tape that I realized after the fact were content for a pornography tape. Okay.
And you're saying you weren't in your right mind when it was done.
Like, anal, cum shots, okay, certain areas. I don't know the details of these.
You just read my
issues,
Christmas
right?
list.
But I'm saying, like, if you don't know that's what's happening.
Put the headphones on.
Yeah, put the headphones on.
Let's get this done right now. X-Pac.
Oh, hey
there.
Hey, buddy. I saw you tweeting us. So yeah.
Well, I couldn't hear what was being said, but like people were filling me in, and it just makes me sad. I thought we could be over this stuff by now. It's been so many years, and just to keep focusing on the past is it's bullshit. I mean, it's not bullshit. It's just. I mean, it's fuck. How can you go forward when you just keep fucking harping on the past? Plus, I mean, I didn't fucking rape anybody. I've never done such a thing in my life. I mean, I can understand how she feels, victimized in a lot of ways. I mean, looking back, I was a pretty pathetic fucking boyfriend. I was all fucked up on drugs. I wasn't perfect by any means, but I never abused anybody. We did fight a lot. And I apologize for my shit, Geez, can we not fucking put this shit behind us?
She's claiming that the tape was released without her knowledge.
But she had custody of it, and I can prove it. And this guy, Fred Sherman, he has the canceled check, $100,000 advance that she got, and the contract she signed.
Do you want to comment? Because do you want to comment on it, so at least address it so people have your opinion?
Yeah. And when was the last time you guys two talked?
It's been years. It's been years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to. Look, the last thing I want to do is bring all this shit up. I don't want to pile on her. She's been through enough shit, And I regret, and I totally regret our friendship being ruined over this shit. I mean, it's just. Come on, Johnny. Come on.
Joanie, what do you got to
comment? Let her comment back to.
Well, first of all, when there's people around you that are saying sign this or sign this too, you do it and you don't ask. So therefore, I don't know what I don't have a lawyer looking over every single thing that I'm doing. I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, we were both not in any kind of shape to really be signing anything. I mean, but the fact is, we
okay. And if that's part of the case, that's another factor. If I wasn't in if I wasn't in the right set of mind to sign something put in front of me, then I shouldn't sign it.
I mean,
right?
we were both pretty fucking locked out.
X-Pac, can I ask you this? Did you guys...
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
I'm going to take the high road on this because what happened after speaks for itself. And people can assume or make judgments, whatever they want. But those were the facts. It's how it affected my life afterwards. I'm going to deal with it. I'm dealing with it. I'm going to move on. And I'm going to be happy.
I
do my due. Mind, body, spirit. And surround myself with the best freaking people around me who want only the best for me and love me and care for me. And I'm going to know it without having a second doubt.
And you might not believe this, but I want the best for you too. And I want you to be happy. Sincerely from the bottom of my heart, Johnny.
Do you think there's any validity that he would have trouble taking advantage of you if he was as fucked up as you were at the time? You know what I mean? Like his decisions would have been as bad as yours?
I've never put a drug in your drink. I've never given you a drug you didn't know about. Any drugs we took, we both were very willing to do so.
Well, I wasn't willing to
I would never do that to you. I promise you. Not that my promise probably doesn't mean shit to you anyways, but it is true. I never did.
What kind of drugs were you guys doing back then?
Well, I mean, I don't want to throw her on. You know, like if she wants to tell you what kind of drugs she did.
Do you want to tell us?
So your GHB never played a factor in anything?
I never GHB'd you. We both took GHB.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Not those
yes, we did.
No,
Yes, we did.
No, I don't know. I wasn't a part of that franchise.
You used to have it when we worked in WWE, the fucking yellow bottles.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's GHB.
That's not what I'm talking about.
So no, I mean, and we took it, and we also took it while we were together.
No.
What are you talking about?
We did. We took. All right. If you're not going to be honest, here's what we did.
I'm talking about something that he had going with somebody else. I
didn't have anything going with anybody else.
GHB that I had never seen, and I looked the other way and never spoke a word of it.
What were we going to say?
I don't understand. Sean? I don't get that. I don't get what you're. I don't understand what you're getting at. Like I had something going on with somebody else involving GHB. I had nothing going on with anybody else that you didn't know about.
Spell it.
It's just that the thing is, when people are doing when people are doing cocaine and crystal meth, we get a little bit paranoid.
I even thought and you.
And don't even try to say you didn't do meth.
Listen, Sean, you are on. Your drugs were traumatizing to me. I've never seen any human being. I don't even know what half the stuff you were taking, and that was traumatizing to me.
I tried to hide my. When we first got together, the fucking funny part about it is we were hiding our drug use from each other.
I wasn't. No,
mine was far worse. But you were doing coke.
Listen,
you were doing a little bit of coke, but you were doing good. Like I was the one that was fucked
Sean,
up.
I own what I do. I've been really very real about what I do in the public, then and now. I have no problems going there.
Okay. I mean, we shouldn't have a problem, and it's the past, and if you own your shit, then it's easier to get over it.
She also, She also accused you of being with dudes.
With dudes? Oh, you know who else told me that? When she was in Celebrity Rehab, my friend Rico Rodriguez, former UFC heavyweight champion, said that she was saying that on the show, but they wouldn't play it. Never been able to do it in my life except when I was fucking molested as a child. Does that count?
I don't think that counts. I would never make fun of that.
Now, when we were together, and when we would watch porn, she'd want to watch gay porn, and she used to make innuendos. So,
like
I mean,
what innuendos?
maybe she wanted me to be with dudes. I don't know.
No, I just think it was like, if you don't know anything about that weird drug culture, like, you know, when George Michael was going to the bathrooms and like
Jimmy was
you
there.
know, Sean would make the late night trips to Ralph grocery store, and like the designer that, you know, the gay designer that was making all my clothes, and you know, he was making visits there, and they were doing drugs together. Allegedly.
No, I never did drugs with Cosmo. He was a bit of a nut. But no,
he was nuts.
Hey,
he was crazy.
Xbox seems pretty
Okay,
believable.
well, you said his name. I didn't.
No, but
Blew up Cosmo spot.
Sorry, Cosmo.
I don't know who Cosmo is.
Cosmo Kramer.
Never
Sorry
heard
about
of
that,
him.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
Don't know.
no, but and what she just said, like, I was so whacked out. Like, I'd go like to Ralph's grocery store and be like in the wine aisle or something for like 2-3 hours, and I can understand how. And I could, it's because I was so whacked out, you know, and I didn't even realize that, like, my perception of time was so whacked out. I can totally understand how she
I'm just
thought
saying
I
it
was
was
up to
sometimes
something.
a little weird.
Oh, sure it was.
Cool.
I'm sure it was.
So I had
I'm totally
I had
sure
a
it
lot of
was.
questions in Bizarro World there. Yeah.
I just think it's just silly that we're still at each other. Like, I mean, come on, can we not squash this?
Like I said, I'm taking the high road on this, but I assure you there was nothing silly about any of that. Not to me.
Yeah, it seems like
No, I understand that. Like, you really went through some shit. You really did.
She really believes you put something in her drink. And
on my children's life.
But those were the times when he put something in my drink. Those were the times when he was calling the cops and saying that I was beating him, and his kids were there, and he was moving in and crashing my cars.
You did beat me up in front of my kids. It was there's a police report, and you admitted it to the cops. That's why they took you to jail.
There's a restraining order.
You beat him in front of his kids?
There was a temporary restraining order that you fabricated this report, and then you wouldn't even show up to court to get the permanent restraining order because it was all a bunch of lies and you were full of shit.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't show up to court. I was petrified.
But did you beat him in front of his kids?
Petrified. You were so petrified.
I got an emergency.
Listen to me.
I got an emergency restraining order after like the umpteenth time of him choking me and taking me down and breaking my ribs and breaking my hip, kicking me in the hip. And so I finally got the restraining order, but I was scared to get the restraining order because he kept coming back. And
no, you had me back.
And that was right after. That was right after the O.J. Simpson and the
Nicole
Brown. And so the laws were changing. The laws were changing. They take you both. They take you both to jail if there's a domestic dispute. They take you both to jail. And believe me, when you're going through all that, and then this happens, and you call the cops for help, and then you both get taken to Twin Towers jail in Los Angeles.
When we both went to jail, that was after.
Are you
after your
kidding
bullshit
me?
report.
All of it. And so then when I was let go, the police officer there said, "You're going to get that restraining order, Chyna." And I went and I got the restraining order. And of course, Sean was waiting there with watches and notes and jewelry and saying he was sorry. And
wait, what did he say?
He said she filled it up with some of the biggest crock of shit he'd ever read in his fucking life.
I was served it, but I never read it. And then, like a day later, she has me come back, and I'm banging her. Fucking 2 days before the real fucking restraining order thing. So I show up to court, and she doesn't.
No, you weren't banging me, and I was petrified.
If you were so scared of me, why'd you keep banging me back and having sex with me?
Sean, at that time, you were coming back, and then shortly after that, that's when they came to pick you up to go to rehab. The guys.
Oh, when Paul
shortly after that is when
we were both completely whacked out.
No, we weren't. I was chasing you around. Like I was
chasing me
mad.
around. I was only one place. I was in the downtown LA Hilton. You knew where I was, and I never left. So you came to my room.
Yeah, Well, you know what? I had a problem
because she was so paranoid. She thought I was having sex with this lady that owned a store on Melrose, some Persian lady. That was complete bullshit too. She thought I was having sex with everybody, men, women. She thought I stole all her money.
It's possible too. I don't know.
I mean, have you talked to your sister? Do you still think she stole all your money too?
She did say that before.
Yeah, you guys were talking to each other. You know what? You would probably know more about that situation than I would, Sean.
All I know is your family loves you.
Listen,
for no fucking reason.
Everybody seemed to take your phone calls, but they don't take mine. Isn't that amazing?
I haven't talked to them. I just know how much you hurt them.
It's just amazing. You know?
Hey, look, all I'm speaking is the truth, and you're full of shit.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm trying this fucking nonsense, and you just keep spewing these fucking lies. And Hunter never hit you. Hunter never hit you. You told me he just pushed you out of the way because you were all up in his face and trying to get him to hit you.
Oh, I must not have remembered that, Sean. Maybe that was the other Chyna on Twitter.
Of course you're not gonna remember it. Of course, and not to mention the people you accused of gang raping you. That was a bullshit story too. You told me. You told me that. You admitted it to me. The fucking story in your book is bullshit.
What story is that? I'm not familiar with that.
Right.
Yeah.
That she was gang raped. The fucking story that she told me was she got too drunk and took on the fucking basketball team and woke up the next day and was so fucking so embarrassed that she accused people of gang raping her. That's the fucking truth.
I wrote the book.
She told me that.
Read the book, Sean.
Did you tell him that?
No. It's in the book.
I'll take a lie detector. Look, I live in Philly. I'm not far from your studio. I'll show up. You get a lie detector in there. I'll take a lie detector over every single fucking thing that I've said, and I will pass it. I guarantee you.
Well, we got tomorrow's show.
Will you?
We got tomorrow's show.
Well, you know,
Will you, Joanie? I don't.
Would you take a lie detector test there, Joanie?
I think I've taken enough.
She held up her
You
arms.
haven't taken a fucking lie detector test ever.
She was showing us her arms where she tried to commit suicide.
I don't need to defend myself anymore to you, Sean, or to anybody else. It's simply not a debate.
But I need to defend myself to you.
Did you hear that? It's not a debate.
You fucking accused me of rape. You accused me of rape.
Deserve,
if I wanted to be a dick,
after all of this,
fucking dime you have.
to tell my side. And I'm glad that I'm here to be able to be in the space to do that right now. And it's hard.
Is there anything, I got to ask you this just as a person interviewing you. Is there
I'm sorry I'm getting all worked up.
No, it's fine, man. No, it's okay. As a person, like, you know, obviously relationships end and people get very angry and upset and they feel used and they feel violated and they feel like they want to get back and be vindictive. Is there anything that you have lied about in a moment where you felt like, I have to get back at this person, and then it spun out of control?
No, I'm not a vindictive.
Yes. Are you talking to me?
No, I was asking Chyna.
No, I don't feel that way. Like I said, I would rather not spend the rest of my life dealing with the things that were so hurtful to me. I just want to move on. I want to be happy. I don't want to be in that pain. So I don't want to spend the rest of my life being vindictive. However, I don't want to be persecuted and make like I'm some monster after all of it happened on top of it. That's not okay.
Make a monster out of you.
It's not okay that it happens in the first place, and that this stuff happens. And women so often, just women in general, you know how many women are going through this and they're not able to have a voice, are not able to tell the truth, or they don't feel protected, or they don't feel safe. And it happens over and over again.
Look, when you make up bullshit,
and the reason that they're not able to talk about it.
Is it okay if I talk for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
For this very same reason.
When you make up bullshit lies about people abusing you and about people raping you, you do not represent women that have been abused. You are a fraud if you think that you represent women that are abused. I advocate people that have been sexually abused. And and I've never abused anybody in my life.
I think you guys should get back together.
Boy, could you fucking imagine that?
That'd be the greatest reality show ever. I'll watch the shit out of that.
Do you know how long it's been? Do you know how long it's been since we've even seen each other or talked to each other? And look what it's erupted into. And I really wanted to have a nice conversation.
Now,
I really did.
I want to go back to the sex tape quickly, because that's what really started the downward spiral for Chyna. And you're here to say that.
And I understand that.
And you're here to say that
the artwork they put on there was so awful, and I can understand how figuratively she felt raped just by looking at that fucking artwork.
But Sean, you're claiming different things than she is.
Yeah, you're claiming that you guys negotiated this deal together.
We did. We did. That's a fact. That's a fact that can be corroborated by David Joseph of Red Light District.
I don't even know who that
Sherman.
is.
Was this around the drug time, though? Is this back when y'all was doing more drugs?
We weren't that fucked up. We knew what was going on.
Okay.
We were just fucked up. Your decision, look, you make stupid decisions, but you're still responsible for your decision.
What were you guys thinking at the time as far as, getting this sex tape out there? What would it do for both of you?
I don't know. It just somebody. My memory of it was there was this lady that worked at our apartment building that kind of planted the seed, and it just went from there. I don't want to blame it all on her, but she was definitely game for it.
Did she know it was going to be an adult film that was released?
Of course. Because you want to know why? The original footage wasn't enough, so they wanted more, and we did more, just like the fucking Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, just like the Love and Hip Hop Mimi's tape.
Yes.
Maybe Chyna admits this today, and then you can move on, Chyna.
Conscientiously, we both made more footage. So how can that be fucking rape?
X-Pac sounds very believable, Chyna. You want to maybe...
Because I'm telling the truth.
Is that true?
Maybe you admit that today, and then maybe that will help you move on. I don't know.
You'd have been better off if you'd have just went on and not told bullshit lies. Everything would have been fine in this interview.
Look, like I said, I think at this point I've done very well taking the high road.
Not
what
really.
I need to say.
I'm glad you think that.
I said what I need to say.
You don't need to take the high road. You should whatever it is. That's the truth.
Yeah,
whatever is the truth.
And it's not funny. It's not funny.
Well, it's low humor.
No, it's not funny, but it's better than crying because it's so fucking sad, Johnny. You did more for the empowerment of women than Billie Jean King. Like before there was a Ronda Rousey, there was a Chyna.
I agree.
And fucking, do you want your defining moment to be all this bullshit? You still have a chance to come up out of it, but you gotta let this bullshit go.
Guess what? This is not changing my defining moment. That's what I've decided from here on out.
Yeah, but as long as you hold on to this shit, that's what's going to be. People are going to remember that.
But it has been. It has been for the last, however many years, defining me, and I'm not going to let that happen.
But it doesn't have to. If you wouldn't have been fucked up in a fucking train wreck for fucking TMZ to fucking make fun of for a couple of years, and then lied on fucking Dr. Drew and couldn't even admit you're a drug addict, I don't know how he could even treat you. Fucking, I can't even believe it. You can't even be honest with yourself.
Yeah, she told us she never had a problem with drugs and alcohol.
That's the fucking biggest lie of all time. I have fucking proof of it. Proof.
What kind of proof?
Fucking witnesses that sold us the shit.
What?
Witnesses that sold the stuff to you.
Sold what stuff?
I guess the drugs.
Oh.
Is that true?
The white girl, the white girl, the fucking Smirnoff. That was the code names. Don't act like you don't remember.
But here's the thing. Like, I was in Hollywood. I drank. I got messed up.
You drank and you fucking packed your nose full of fucking coke.
I did coke.
You ain't got to be in Hollywood for that. I'm a testament. Wait, what?
That's the worst. The worst thing in the world.
It was part of an experience. Wait, let me finish. It was part of an experimentation. We did with the girls. I did a little bit, but listen. You were way over my head.
A different level?
Okay, that was just like...
I agree 100%.
You know,
I agree 100%.
But he's right, though, that if you were doing coke, you were doing coke. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But don't lie about it. Fuck.
There's a difference between doing coke and doing
I never lied
coke.
about that. And when you're partying or whatever, you're doing a little bit.
Yeah, but you're lying about never doing
when
meth.
you're doing a little bit of something, right? And then you see somebody doing something so monstrous that you're like, whoa. We're on a different level
You
here.
were doing the exact same shit as me, except I was doing it a lot worse method. So that was a big part. Here's the thing. I was hiding my drug use from her.
We're going round and round in circles here.
Was he the guy like you? You would do coke. If you were doing meth, you were doing meth. Will you look at him and go like, if I ever get that bad, I'll stop? Was he like the guy that you would look at?
No, it wasn't an issue.
No, she
It
was
was just
snorting it, and I was fucking.
I would just like have my get my little party on, but you know the amount of time that lasted, because this scared me straight. Let me tell you, you know.
Yeah, well, when we're having hallucinations and seeing fucking demons and UFOs, and you think you're abducted by aliens, I think something's fucking wrong.
You mean when you were locked in my bathroom on various times?
Well, we were both experiencing that shit.
Where the fuck was I when y'all was partying like this? Shit, I missed out.
She thought she was.
God damn it!
That's called a lot of stimulants and a lot of sleep deprivation.
Yeah,
it was really crazy.
She thought she was being abducted by aliens.
She thought she was at one point.
Wow.
And fuck, I believed it.
I wish I would be abducted by aliens.
But did you think you were being abducted?
No.
I know I did a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you anally probed by the aliens?
I guess I all of a sudden just started lying about this, right?
He sounds like he's. I mean, I don't know either one of you that well, but he sounds like he's
sound
being
sincere,
truthful.
and I think it was just so druggy and sleep deprived that all the stories are mixed up and souped out. You don't know what's what?
I was sleep deprived for many years. You know,
Were you
sleeping
doing-
with one eye open.
Were you doing more drugs than you let on at first?
No.
Okay.
Sounds like it though.
Oh my god, I still can't believe you want to admit it.
I was in
That's like one of the first steps to fucking getting better.
No, I was. Well, you need to get better then.
I
am better.
I
am better. I'm sober.
I assume that Chyna was on some heavy stuff.
But you never know. If
you
you're doing drugs, though, you don't know how much the other person in the room is doing, too. Because I'll get high and be like this, we fucked up.
Right.
And you realize you're the only
it's
one.
Just me.
Yeah, but also
that you're
No,
at a
it's not
children's
really
party.
crazy. Like, it was
High-five in
no
the mirror.
longer partying. It was just isolating. She's right. I'd hide in the bathroom because I was shooting it. I was using needles. Yeah, no, she was doing the same thing as me. She was just snorting it.
Okay, look, I've been hanging in here pretty good. But
Needles is more hardcore, though.
Let's cut it here, because it's enough.
That was intense.
I said did my due. Sean, you can do your due on another day. Okay. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you. I really and honestly, truly wish you the best. I'm not going to be accused of rape and all this other shit. But I sincerely wish you the best.
All right, so you want to make it clear that you never raped Chyna or anyone. You want to make it clear you never slept with dudes. You want to make it clear you never put something in her drink, and you want to make it clear that you both negotiated the sex tape together. I think that's everything.
Those are the
right?
things he wanted to say. I think.
That's X-Pac's stance.
Yes, X-Pac, you got to come on the show
And
soon.
I'm willing to back it up with a polygraph.
Okay.
I don't know how much they cost, but
I'll fucking pay for it.
I'm more than willing to.
We'll do it tomorrow.
All right, thank you, man, for calling. We appreciate it.
I can hop on the Amtrak. I'll be there in an hour.
All right, we'll be in touch. All right, X-Pac. Thank you so much for calling the show, Sean.
Johnny, I really do wish you the best, Johnny. Thanks, you guys.
Okay.
All right. Wow.
What the fuck is up with y'all?
That was explosive.
Jesus Christ. I'm ready to go back to Tokyo. Who needs this shit?
Well, Anthony, was that good?
Well, I think it was tough for her.
I understand
of course it is. It's part of it.
Part of the
microphone, Anthony.
But part of the reconstruction of China, which is the documentary,
you
got to
go through this.
Is she has to? We were going to work on that
like much later down the road.
Instead of giving us the exclusive, thanks, Anthony.
But, and you just going ahead and going for it. I give her a lot of credit for like allowing it.
Yeah.
And I thought when you guys said you were going to start bring, she was going to be like, I'm not ready for this. I don't, and I give her a lot of credit for sitting through and handling that.
Well, you have to if you're saying something like that legally for us. Yeah. We should ask him questions. If you're saying that on the air, we have to ask. And you seem upset about it.
No, I'm actually
getting emotional.
Good for you though. You were strong through that.
I'm going to get emotional.
No, that was a heavy half hour.
What did that bring up for you?
Fuck.
I mean, I'm actually. It felt good.
Cleansing.
It's good.
Yeah.
I have that feeling in my stomach because it's.
It's never going to get worse than that.
But
it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
You're gonna,
yeah.
See, so what does it feel like?
Want to head to Philly.
Let her answer. Like, what does it feel like?
Wow.
What does it feel like?
Well, I mean, it just doesn't feel good because that's not good. But it feels good that I am finally able to come to this place and be now about it, and yeah.
Good for you. Can I say one more thing? May I? Do you mind? My wife left me and 5 kids for a dude and meth, and to this day has a completely different story than I do. Yeah. So in the world that they were living in,
make it about you.
You're right.
I believe that Chyna 100% believes what she's saying.
But you don't believe what she's saying.
No, I believe. I wasn't there either.
No, I'm just asking what you believe. Since you made it about you, I'll ask you. Do you believe what she? I believe part of what she's saying. I believe she believes it, but that's not the point. I'm saying, do you believe what she is saying?
Yes, that's all I got to go on.
Sean seemed very believable,
but that doesn't mean anything.
The whole issue now.
But did you believe what Sean was saying?
I believe that they had an extraordinarily dysfunctional relationship, something of which none of us can understand.
Yes, we can. You do get it. I get it completely.
But every situation is its own situation. And even though you went through maybe similar stuff, and so did I, it's still completely different than what their day-to-day, moment-to-moment was. So they look at things differently. And she may have signed a contract, and he may be able to prove that. But what do we know what state she was in? What do we know what she was told at that time?
Wow, you believe Sean.
Yeah,
no,
it's okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think you believe Sean a little bit.
I would not be surprised if a contract was showed up being signed. But if that were the case, I wouldn't be surprised. But if that were the case, that doesn't mean that she necessarily believes that that's what she was doing or what she was saying or whatever. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel like you're going to leave.
It's not about who's right and who's wrong and who's lying and who's telling the truth.
Sure it is.
It's about...
of course it is. That's the whole thing.
Well, but it's okay for it to be that way. It doesn't mean that someone's morally a better person. You know what I mean? When relationships end and it's public like this and they're both talking about it, it does matter who's telling the truth and who's not. And if one isn't telling the truth as much, it doesn't mean that person's a piece of shit or terrible. It just means the truth for that person is very painful.
Yes.
And I think that personally, that when you're a woman and you go through this, you feel very used and very fucking abused, and you get very angry and upset, and you tell yourself it happened this way because you feel betrayed by somebody who you were close to. And then the story becomes, this motherfucker tricked me, when deep down you know, fuck man, I kind of did sign up for that. I just didn't think it would hurt this bad, and I didn't think I would feel this bad about it or be this bitter about it when it ended. And then I think the truth gets kind of convoluted innocently at first.
Yes. And then it's just like not one issue. It's like I said, it was like it started with the wrestling.
Yeah, it's the whole lifestyle. It's not just a breakup.
And then it all, like, what do I want to say? How do I want to say that? It all evolved into... more and more and more on
Snowball.
So many different levels.
Well, you guys are making a documentary. I think the story just got way more interesting.
I'm telling you.
And I also think, Anthony, because I've known you a little bit over the years with Barry Williams and such, I think you have questions now. As you leave the studio, you got a few questions.
Don't think that anything that happened in this studio today has been anything that I don't already know or thought of or anything in the past, man. I mean, although
this is
I
very
will say,
interesting.
in her defense, is all I'm trying to say is that I was never surprised if somebody were going to be able to show me a signed contract for that. I would never been a surprise, only because I know her. I've been with her when we've been out partying and having a great time and things, and shit happened that we don't remember or whatever. And, Chyna's more of a binge person. She'll go a couple of days if she's into it because she feels like it, and then she won't do anything. But that's
different than what she was saying earlier, where she said she didn't have a drug or alcohol problem.
Well, but she doesn't think she has a problem.
But
she doesn't think she has a problem.
So if you had to guess if she did, and I know she's right here, we're talking about she's the old man.
Completely honest.
If you had to guess if she has a problem, what would your guess be?
Well, I know she does not have a problem because she can stop or not do whenever she wants. But I do believe that she is an alcoholic because binge drinking, because I've gone 3 days in a row and we've drank and we've had fun and we've done all that other kind of stuff. And then binge drinking is a sign of alcoholism. But
are you clean now, Joan?
Well, so that's what's clean?
You know,
like, if I want to party, I'm going to party.
Yes, that's no.
That's a simple no. That's all.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a simple no.
We've been together the last 2 days. There's been no drugs or alcohol of any kind. There's been no discussion. As a matter of fact, the entire documentary is about changing the perception that is out there about her, and all the haters are going to come, and she's going to handle it like this.
It's fascinating.
And she's going to look like this, and she's going to be coherent like this, and everybody else is going to look like the fool when it's all said and done.
X-Pac didn't look like a fool.
Not at all.
Well,
but if some of the perceptions
he really didn't. I wasn't there, so I don't know. He seemed very believable, and he also wants to back it up with a lie detector test. So
if some of the perceptions are true that are about you that are negative, like maybe some are, but that doesn't mean anything awful. It's almost like, so what if you went down a road and some of the things you did were shitty or whatever? It's okay.
Well, here's the thing. Was there something that I did that I ever really hurt somebody? Did I do anything illegal? Did I commit any crimes that to deserve all the
the hate
to make me this monster?
The only thing I can
what did I do?
The only thing I can think
what
that
did
you
I
did
do that was so wrong to not be in the Hall of Fame, to not get my credit where credit's been due, not be able to speak my voice, to not discuss why I was feeling the heavy emotions that were shown in the media, or that were that I wasn't hiding. There was issues there that I was trying to get out,
Oh, I believe you've been fucked over over the years. That comes across pretty clear.
Definitely.
But you're saying, what did you do? Did you in any way kind of make them a little worse and let yourself off the hook a bit? Kind of remembering it selectively, like a lot of us would have.
Look, you don't get to the point where I was in wrestling without doing it. Nobody could do that for me ever. So they all know what kind of person I am, what it took to get to the top like that, to transcend that business, to do my part. That's the kind of person I am. The dedication leading up to that, with the workouts and the dream and what it takes to achieve that, they know that.
Of course.
About me.
I think Stephanie's behind it.
Bitch. And on top of it,
She's an evil bitch.
And on top of it, for the last 15 years, if I've made it worse, they have never, answered my calls. They stood by. Nobody reached out to me while I was going through all of this in the public perception. They came to pick up X-Pac how many times for rehab or any other.
What do you mean? What's that about?
Wrestling superstars that
why didn't they come after her? She was a big star.
Everyone's scared because it's the boss's daughter's involved with this. You can't touch that.
That's why I say it's Stephanie. I think it's Stephanie.
That's why they.
Why do you think it was?
Well, keep that family and fucking business.
Why do you think it was?
I mean, I don't know, because at the end of the day, I don't really know what the big deal would be. Anyway, unless Stephanie couldn't get over it, or the jealousy or whatever.
Because blood is thicker than water,
and you know that.
Yeah, it's fine. Blood's thicker than water. Can I still have my job? You're not going for the same position.
You know the reason that your ex is now married to the boss's daughter. No one's going to touch that.
Yeah.
No one's going to touch that.
But that's why I say it's all Stephanie. It's how false she fell in love with her.
They're waiting for Stephanie to go, okay, we're okay with this now, and we should look at what she did for this business.
Okay, but
until that happens, no one's going to touch this. What do you think?
I agree.
Well, then you ask, if I made it worse. So then after that, all the stuff with Sean happens, who miraculously is defending Hunter, and still part of that clique, and still part of all of that,
protect the shield.
Of course, and that goes along with the media and all the dirt sheets and everything else too. They're not gonna protect me. They're gonna protect that aspect of it.
Is X-Pac clean these days?
Yeah.
He said he was sober.
Yeah,
I'm guessing he is.
I think he smokes weed. he likes that, but that's all he does.
Oh, so that'd be a no. Sorry,
That's another no.
Let me amend my last statement.
Stop. Listen,
You guys don't know the yeses and the
y'all
no's.
acting like weed is a hard narcotic.
If the question is,
he's not
clean?
I'm
If
not
he's
saying-
doing weed, that the answer is no.
But he's not
So
on
weed
meth
is not
anymore.
clean.
Right?
No,
You're your father's son. Weed is as clean as you can get as a drug.
but the answer is this. If you're getting high, it's not a bad. I'm not saying he's wrong.
Right.
But if you're clean, you're clean. And if you're not, and you're smoking weed, okay. You're not, but you're smoking weed.
That would
That's
be
it.
a no. Maybe
He's not using meth anymore.
Yeah, all right, fine.
So
maybe
that's what
he's
the
figured out
answer
that it works for him and he could handle it, but
Okay.
but it's still a no.
So what about coffee? Coffee's a yes? If
No, but
drink
you know,
coffee,
but you know the difference.
I'm just asking.
No, it's different. You know the difference between people that
You
are
just
addicted
know
to
the
coffee.
difference.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We know what the difference. I'm not making a moral judgment.
I get it.
I'm not saying morally he's wrong. I don't give a fuck if he does coke.
Right.
But if you say to somebody like, "Are you clean from getting high?" or they say, "I'm sober," and they're still smoking pot. Okay, they're not doing what they used to do, but they're still smoking pot. It's like, so what? It is what it is. But we know the
makes it
difference.
a no.
So
I don't
clean
think
is
he-
absolutely nothing.
Yes.
I don't
Everyone
think he
knows that.
claims sobriety, but
Right,
he
right,
doesn't,
okay,
but he
fine.
doesn't do meth anymore.
There, great. Or coke, probably. I'm sure
He doesn't do coke anymore.
Excellent.
Just a little weed every once
He
in a
likes
while.
weed. He likes
probably smoking
Yes,
weed
where's
right
China
now.
going to be this weekend? Let's plug China. Where are you going to be this weekend? I'm sure people would love to come
We
out
didn't
and
even
see
get to the part where then you escaped to Tokyo.
Yeah, then I went to.
Well, that's why.
No, we know why, but then you finally had it. What was the after you tried to commit suicide? Was that when you said, you know what, I got to get the fuck out?
Yeah,
of here?
I knew I had to remove myself
And why'd you
from
pick,
everything.
And why'd you pick Tokyo? And who was over there to help you?
I was by myself, but I had wrestled over there with Antonio Inoki, and I really loved it. And I just knew I'd get my China Zen on there, and it was an opposite culture and different side of the world and different language and peaceful. And
How long were you there?
3.5 years.
Wow,
it was amazing.
And did you make some good money? Did you?
No, I was teaching English, and I loved it. And it was did my yoga and meditation every day, and
Your students
met
did
some beautiful friends, and
Your students
enjoyed
did
my
their homework and
students,
stuff, right? Did they?
They were great. I had students age from 3 to 5, and my oldest was 81.
81.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how long have you been back?
Oh, well, so it's 2 days. My second day now. 2-day trip. Yeah, I left.
We put you through all that on a second day.
Welcome back to America. That's exactly what you left.
I haven't had much sleep in the last 3 days now, but yeah.
And I came back to America thinking everything's different. My past is my past.
So you might have had a month or two to kind of settle in 2 days. She's still got jet lag.
Yeah, really. But it was really.
It takes 2 days just to get back.
It was a fantastic experience to go to Japan and live there. And
why'd you leave if it was
amazing.
working out well for you?
Well, it's time to come back.
Yeah.
Where are you
time
going
to
to
come
live?
back,
Are you going to live in New York or on the West Coast?
California.
Okay.
Cali, I love it there.
With Anthony?
Redondo Beach, baby. That's
Yeah.
where she's going.
Redondo.
I'm excited. Yeah. So I feel really good right now.
Great.
I'm excited again.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We're all pulling for you.
Thank you very much.
One comment.
No,
please do.
God.
Because after 2 hours of radio, can I just say that we are making a movie?
We are making
It is a documentary.
movie.
It's the reconstruction of China. We're on Kickstarter. We want the fans to be a part of this. Help us make this movie. Kickstarter.com. Search China. Or therealchina.com.
Yes.
Help us make this movie.
Yes.
There's all kinds of fun stuff. You'll get a lot more of that. Right? That's pretty good. And also, she's going to be at Eternal Con, which is a Comic-Con autograph show with Mick Foley and others this
good.
weekend in Long Island. So eternalcon.com to get where it is and what it is and all that. But China will be there this weekend. Please come see her.
Or go to Chyna Joan Laurer. Let me say Chyna Joan, of course, Joan Laurer on Twitter. And I'm sure if you forget what Anthony just plugged, she'll have like links and all that stuff and information you
Your
can
guys'
plug.
site too, we might be able to.
Is,
okay.
Is McFoley cool with you?
Yeah, I love Mick.
You guys will be side by side a little bit?
He's great.
I met her yesterday. You can't wait to see her.
Great.
And the wrestlers love her.
Let me say this. If you enjoyed the last hour and a half, I certainly enjoyed it immensely. Squeeze out $1 or $2 for the Kickstarter. Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
We
Gotta
have to
see
see the
this.
rest of this unfold. I have to see. I'm more interested in this than I have ever been in my life. I never gave a shit. And now it's all I'm going to think about. I have to see the rest of this fucking film. So chip in.
And I'm excited too
What's that?
because seriously, this is like mind, body, and soul, and I'm just like super psyched
1 year
to be.
of her life.
Yep, 1 year.
Documented every day.
Are you starting when? 2 days ago? Yesterday.
Wow. This is day 2.
You're the first interview.
First interview. They're all going to be boring after this.
Day 2.
I tell you. Wow.
Relax with the binge stuff. The binge stuff's going to get you in trouble, China.
Yeah, well, I'm
let's relax
vegan
a
now
little
too.
bit.
I can't.
All
My
right.
body can't even take it anymore. You know. I'm chill.
Do some yoga.
She's doing the yoga and the meditation.
Yep.
No, yoga is what I call my penis.
You sure you don't mean Yoda? It's wrinkled and green.
It's green.
Dirty.
It's kind of green.
I think that's it for us. China, this was terrific.
You're great.
Yeah, it was. Thank you guys.
You're amazing. Good luck with the
Good
project.
to be back. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
We
yeah.
missed you.
What about you and Jimmy?
Aw.
What's up with you and Jimmy? You going to get a little bite to eat?
I'm assuming she has a boyfriend now, but we can still go as friends. And I'd be happy to eat as friends.
You going to go out to eat with Jim Norton?
We're gonna go out to eat, Jimmy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. He knows a couple of
I know
vegan
a great
places.
raw vegan place. I don't eat vegan, but once in a while I do. There's one of the best restaurants in the city is a raw vegan place.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have time when you're here, we'll go there.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Yes. That's a
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Come
Trying to help
on.
Jimmy a little bit.
Yeah,
All right, good.
chit
Nice.
chat.
A little chit chat.
Yeah.
Chatty chat.
Sherrod, thank you so much. Sherrod's going to be at Comics in Foxwoods.
That's
Thursday,
right.
Friday, and Saturday.
Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, baby.
Nice.
Come on
It's
out.
just like, what just happened?
Oh, I love it. I'm a masturbate to everything that was said today.
Yes.
Even you, Ant.
Yes.
You'll be there.
Yes, Sherrod's going to think about him and X-Pac in the fucking in Ralph's at 3 o'clock in the morning, meeting in the toilet paper aisle.
Box wine.
And Jimmy's got a whole bunch of dates.
Yeah, just go to July 10, 11. I'll be in the Borgata Casino. If you're going to be in AC, check me out there, or go to my site for the rest of my dates. I got a whole bunch of tour dates coming up, so just check it on jimnorton.com.
Jimmy?
And I'll be on this channel live at noon, as always.
Sammy
Nice.
will be on at noon today.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, we're done. Wow.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
That was a great show.
Thank you, China.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.